Good morning and welcome to the second day of action here from the BUCS Outdoor Athletics Championships in Bedford. Well, it's a competition that offers no shortage of colour, drama, excitement and names to watch out for as far as university students from across the country battle for glory. Well, we hope to have Olympic, World, European and Commonwealth competitors on display at this tournament, but so often a stage upon which the greats begin to make a name for themselves.
And we are underway with our first event of the day. Men's triple jump. On the hook right here, first jump there by Ryan Morgan of Cambridge. This is pool 1 of 2. For automatic qualification is 14 metres and 50 centimetres. And they are both hoping to qualify for Monday's final, which will be at 10:25. White flag there for Matthew Ingram of Loughborough.
Can everyone start sitting down? The cameras all live now, so
Matthew opened up his count today with 13 metres 83. Remember, this is pool 1. Pool 2 will go off at 11:35. Next on the board we have last year's winner. He gets a white flag. The brunette athlete. And last year's champion from Brunel every day, Gazer, with an automatic qualifier in his first round, 14 metres 91. No further attempts needed for last year's champion. He moves on to Monday's final. $13.35 for Jeff Anguilla of Cardiff Nats. He was 8th at the BUCS World Championships this year. And we had Jude Bright Davis here with his jump. The Oxford student. And another automatic qualifier for Jude Bright Davis, 14 metres 71. The indoor champion at BUCS this year. Next on the board, from Swansea University, Roberto Opon. He was silver medalist here last year. Gets the white flag. Remember that automatic qualifier, 14:50. 2 athletes already over that distance. Yeah. 14:17 there for Opon. Not quite an automatic qualifier, but he's not too far off. Will look to go one better this year after his silver last year at these championships. Sheffield University, Roberto Peruzzi with a jump of 13.63. And Ashley Buckman of Solent there getting the white flag. That completes the first round of this men's triple jump. 2 automatic qualifiers, Gader of Brunel and Jude Bright Davis of Oxford.
So the men out on the track for round 2, or the semi-final if you like, 400-metre hurdles. Remember that the women's 400-metre hurdles went from from the heats yesterday to final tomorrow. There was no need for a semi-final. And we have a DNS in this first semi-final. Connor Henderson, University of Western Scotland, DNS lane 3.
Matthew Ingram of Loughborough in the men's triple with a jump of 14.44, just 6 centimetres off that automatic qualification, and just 5 centimetres behind his lifetime best.
So 7 athletes will contest this first semi-final. The qualification through to the final. The first 2 in each of the 3 semi-finals will go through as of right, to be joined by the next 2 fastest from across the 3 semi-finals.
Also in the field, the women's discus is just about to start. In the women's discus, we have last year's gold, silver and bronze medalists all competing again this year. Amy Holder of Brunel, who was last year's winner. She goes in pool 2. And in pool 1 we have the silver medalist from last year, Christina Nick of Leeds. And bronze medalist last year from Loughborough, Catherine Woodcock. She also goes in pool 1. Another automatic qualifier in the men's triple, Roberto Apong of Swansea, with a jump of 14 metres 68. Silver medalist here last year moves into Monday's final.
So good morning and welcome to the live coverage today of the BUCS Outdoor Athletics Championships from Bedford. This is the men's triple jump qualification that you can see is happening here in the early rounds. We've already seen Ozate Agado, the defending champion from Brunel, qualify automatically. Looking there at Arnie Patel.
Representing Loughborough, Dave Sickins. In 4, also representing Loughborough, Seamus Derbyshire, the Under-20 bronze medalist here last year, and initial silver medalist. In lane 5, we're representing Bath University, the reigning England Under-20 champion and World Junior finalist, Alistair Chalmers. In 6, we're representing Brunel University, twice a finalist here at the BUCS Championships, Max Shop. In lane 7, we're representing Bristol University, Jamie Lambert, and completing the lineup, we're representing Northumbria University, Ben Schofield. Ben Schofield, the Northern Under-20 champion 2018. Semi-final 1 of 3, men's 400 metre hurdles.
On your marks.
So the first action on track of the day, the first semi-final of the men's 400-metre hurdles. Alistair Chalmers of Bath is there in lane 5. What a reputation his brother Cameron has of this competition, the 400-metre competition record holder. But hey, you're looking at UK junior record holder over the 400-metre hurdles in this semi-final. Well, he'll have a few competitors hoping to get up on the podium too, including very, very strong Loughborough contingent that he'll be taking on. But Chalmers motoring down the back straight here, past the likes of Lambert and Schofield. 50.11, his lifetime best, the Commonwealth Youth Games champion. Easy as you like, just at the minute. Seamus Derbyshire of Loughborough trying to follow him through. Alistair Chalmers from Seamus Derbyshire in this semi-final. Look at Derbyshire finishing fast. Well, if Chalmers just saving something towards the end, but he looked to be putting himself through the paces. And it's a marker down from Alistair Chalmers in the first track action of the day. Seamus Derbyshire, Commonwealth Youth silver medalist. Behind him, 51.72, his lifetime best. He was the England under-20 bronze medalist last year.
Probably in slightly windier conditions.
Well, the weather has just calmed down a little bit today. But you never know what could happen in Bedford. I'm sure many of you who are accustomed to coming here or even watching live coverage will know that something like having icy wind, powerful rain showers is not unusual whatsoever. So, I mean, I've packed on an extra pair of socks today, and hopefully that will keep me much warmer. But you know what? It doesn't stop. Family members, coaches, athletes, and everyone from cheering on the athletes in the stands. Sometimes getting cold in the stands is what watching sport is all about.
So the men out for the second semi-final, 400-metre hurdles. And I can now confirm the 1-2 in that first semi-final. As called, as they cross the line, Alistair Chalmers and Seamus Derbyshire, the two automatic qualifiers. Max Shop, Brunel, athlete 3-3-0 from the first semi-final. Report to the track referee, please, by the track judges stand at the finish line. So Max Shop, please, to the track referee.
So we've seen one semi-final already. There will be 3 semis of the men's 400-metre hurdles. That's Jack Houghton there, a former champion for Bath, returning to this competition as a Swansea athlete. And with a different haircut as well. I have to check that it was the same Jack Houghton. The 2015 champion, and also playing a crucial part in Bath's relay victory a couple of years ago with an absolutely tantalising battle in the 4x4 against Loughborough, in which Jacob Paul, Cameron Chalmers were also involved. But this should be an absolutely fascinating competition. We know that sometimes the 400-metre hurdles is one of the events where there's slightly less participation because it is skill to master, really. The stamina, the hurdling technique, and you know, being able to train for the 400 metres as well is a tough event to master. But in the case of this men's competition today, there's no shortage of quality whatsoever. We've already run through the pedigree of Alistair Chalmers. Alex Knibbs was also among the quartet that took World Under-20 bronze medal in the relay last year. We'll also see a couple of the others as well. Alex Haydock-Wilson, one of them, was on the entry list, but he's out in Japan with the Great Britain senior team at the IWF World Relays. Joe Breyer, who is here, was part of the Great Britain senior relay squad for the European indoors. So they really are making great progress, like Alistair Chalmers' brother Cameron has done. And he really wants to establish himself in the Great Britain senior team after doing so well at BUCS. And that, let's hope, for many years to continue, is an on-running theme. Students doing well here for their university and then really making a name for themselves on the international stage. So, semi-final number 2, it features Jack Houghton, the 2015 champion, representing Swansea in 1. Then Connor Aldridge is alongside him for Leeds Beckett. Sam Clark of Cambridge. Tyree Donovan of Brunel, tall figure to watch out for. Lifetime best of 51.36. The Inter-Counties silver medalist last year, and England Under-23 silver medalist as well, is Donovan. Then Joe Fuggle of Loughborough, certainly another contender, the silver medalist last year, behind Declan Gall, I think we saw in the flat yesterday. So there will be a new champion, whatever happens. Dimitar Balev of Bath qualified well yesterday. Rodri Williams of Cardiff Met and Scott Thompson of Exeter as the athletes that settle into their blocks. So it's the top 2 going through and then 2 more qualifying spots. So let's see how they go here in this second semi-final of the men's 400-metre hurdles. So they get away cleanly. It's a pretty good start by Rodri Williams of Cardiff Met. Quite a gap in front of him. In fact, that's because Balev of Bath, I believe, did not start. So Joe Fuggle and Tyree Donovan travelling well early on, motoring down the back straight. Go on, Tyree, is the shout from the stands here. They're getting lively and loud early here at the Bedford International Athletics Stadium. Fuggle, shoulder to shoulder with Tyree Donovan. One more barrier to come through. It's these two who look pretty much assured of an automatic spot. There is the very fast finishing Cambridge athlete behind, you'll see in a moment. 53.16. Good job there from Joe Fuggle in particular. As I said, last year's silver medalist. And, well, Loughborough hoping that they can get at least 1, if not 2, if not 3 athletes on the podium here. Derbyshire, Fuggle, and you'll see Alex Knibbs. We'll talk all about him in a moment's time. They've even made a little cute graphic with all of them. Have Loughborough, and, well, you would bank on Alistair Chalmers being somewhere to somehow split the possibility of a Loughborough 1, 2, 3. But you never really know until the race plays out itself, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. The women's 400-metre hurdles, which incidentally was on the timetable as the first action of the day, will go as a straight final. We will also have a new champion in that one because Georgie Rogers, who was entered, is not competing. Kirsten McCaslin was down for that one, but I think she's picked up a small injury coming back from warm weather training. That's the news according to the Loughborough team manager Ian Anholm. But early good competition to whet the appetite for what's to come. 10 finals across track and field today, and then it's pretty much all finals tomorrow. So do join us for as much of the bank holiday weekend BUCS feast as you can.
And in semi-final 3 of 3, we have a full house.
So as the athletes just to settle the positions of their blocks and go through their pre-race procedures. Let's have a look at the lineup for this third semi-final. Then we've got Joseph Mitchell of Cambridge in one. His teammate Sam Clark just missing out on an automatic spot, but not too far behind Tyree Donovan, who finished second in the last semi-final. Ronan Lyre of Oxford alongside him, so a bit of an inter-Oxbridge battle in those first 2 lanes. Durham's William Ritchie Moulin then goes in lane 3. The team president of Durham this year, who was 3rd last year, the Northern champion. So Alex Nibbs, who will go in lane 4 for Loughborough, 5th on the UK Under-20 all-time list.
In pool 2 of women's discus, which is the outside pool, we have 2 automatic qualifiers so far.
And just going through the rest lineup, Daniel Rees of Durham, Timothy Stevens of Bath, James Greenhalgh of Sheffield Hallam, and George Orton of Warwick. Now, women's discus qualification happening, by the way. I understand that in the first round, Amy Holder and Adele Nicol, both strong medal contenders, have automatically qualified so far.
The line-up for semi-final 3 of the 3. In lane 1, representing Cambridge, Joe Mitchell. In 2, representing Oxford University, Ronan Lyre. In 3, representing Durham University, the bronze medalist here last year, William Ritchie Moulin. In lane 4, representing England Under-20 silver medalist for 2018 and World Junior semi-finalist Alex Nibbs. In lane 5, representing Durham University, the silver medalist here in 2017 and the 2018 and 2017 Scottish Universities champion, Dan Rees. In 6, representing Bath University, Tim Stevens. In 7, representing Sheffield Hallam, James Greenhalgh, and completing the lineup for Warwick University in 8, George Orton. Semi-final 3 of 3, men's 400-metre hurdles.
So Joseph Mitchell of Cambridge, Ronan Lyre of Oxford, William Ritchie Moulin of Durham, 3rd indoors. Alex Nibbs of Loughborough, the 5th fastest UK Under-20 athlete of all time. Daniel Rees, then alongside him for Durham, Timothy Stevens of Bath, James Greenhalgh of Sheffield Hallam, and George Orton of Warwick. This is the 3rd semi-final. So 1 lap of the track with a few hurdles, barriers in the way. Athletes charge down onto the back straights. Greenhalgh of Sheffield Hallam is there in the maroon, white and navy, but quickly overtaken by Nibbs. While Alex Nibbs and Alistair Chalmers, 2 of the big contenders here, were part of the quartet that got World Under-20 bronze in the 4x4 relay in Tampere in Finland last summer. They'll be battling against each other here. 50.57, his lifetime best. So just looking to maintain his form into the finish. As I get a frog in my throat and lose a bit in my form. So Ritchie Moulin beaten by his Durham teammate Daniel Rees, spotted there. Into 2nd place goes Rees. and takes that second automatic qualifying spot.
The first two officially now as Alex Sims and Daniel Rees. To the second semi-final, the two automatic qualifiers, Joe Fuggle-Lafra, 53.17, and Tyree Donovan, who now 54.42. So that means that after two semi-finals, Max Schopp and Jamie Lambert, at the moment, are the next two fastest. So I await the official result of this third semi-final.
So the next event on track will be the men's 100 metres. You see Michael Olsen there, now beginning to recognise him because of the headbands. Very talented Scottish sprinter.
She was your bronze medalist last year.
Final 6 minutes to our next track event, the semi-finals of the men's 100. And as with the 400 metre hurdles, we have 3 semi-finals, so the qualification is exactly the same. The first 2 from each of the 3 semis, plus the next 2 fastest from across the 3 semis.
So, women's discus qualification here. One of the Birmingham athletes, I think this is Grace Adelaide. So, Amy Holder and Adele Nichol have already qualified. Adele Nichol, twice a BUCS medalist in the discus. Overall, she has 8 British Universities medals, and the others are 6 shot put golds in her time at Cardiff Met University, I should say. Ooh, want to slip up, that nearly was. Another great thing about BUCS, the intercity university rivalries, likes of Sheffield Hallam, Leeds and Leeds Beckett. This is one of the Leeds Beckett athletes, I believe. No, it's actually the also dark purple colours of Manchester, Freya Duna, 1329. Emmeline Okafor of Cambridge.
So the now official result two automatic qualifiers, Alex Gibbs, 52.74, and Dan Rees-Scarron, 53.7.
Well, these discus throwers, it's often underestimated that they need mobility across the circle. Good grip, good balance, good strength.
I'm fairly certain that the two fastest are Max Schock, Brunel, and Jamie Lappert of Bristol from
Jenny Richards of Oxford next in the circle.
Entirely unofficial. In semi-final one, men's 100. Matt Johnson, Exeter, DNS, lane 7. To the first semi-final, men's 100. In lane 1, representing Northumbria.
So getting ready then for the first semi-final of the men's 100 metres. Heats were yesterday. A number of impressive names across men and women's sprints, particularly from a Loughborough perspective, as you'll find out as the action unfolds over the next half an hour or so. Starting off with this first semi-final. Kieran Maguire of Northumbria wearing 70. Right on the inside. Kieran Shah of Cardiff Met is alongside him. Shamar Thomas Campbell of University of East London and 10.71 yesterday. Then Oliver Bromby of London Metropolitan. Well, that heat that he was involved in yesterday took 3 goes to get it underway. But no problem for Bromby. Looked like he had an issue with his blocks yesterday as well.
Semi-final 1 of 3, men's 100.
10.31, his lifetime best. I think was injured here last year. It meant he couldn't participate in the final. European under-20 bronze medalist. Third indoors this year. Michael Olsen of Loughborough, 10.45, his best. Represented Great Britain at the Bauhaus Gala in Mannheim last year. Scottish indoor champion. Fourth at BUCS indoors. Regan O'Connell alongside him. And then Dan Truman of Brunel on the outside. So good start by Shamar Thomas Campbell. Bromby now coming through. Olsen trying to follow him. It's those two that make it through automatically. So really important gauntlet throw down by there. Oliver Bromby in the centre. London Metropolitan. Wearing number 58. Good early sighter between him and Michael Olsen, who did respond, but it was Bromby who done all the hard work earlier on the race. Good start initially by Shamar Thomas Campbell. Wind speed plus 0.2, 10.47. So Bromby slightly quicker than he ran yesterday. 10.54 he was. Just beaten in terms of being the fastest qualifier by Luke Dorrell, who ran 10.49. So looking forward to seeing Dorrell in the second semi-final in just a couple of moments' time.
And we are now completed with our women's discus Pool 1. So Pool 1 and 2 indoor discus discus have been completed. We had 3 automatic qualifiers: Amy Holder of Brunel, Adele Nicol of Cardiff Met, and Christina Nick of Leeds, with the automatic qualification standard. They move on to Monday's final at 12:10.
So in the women's discus, the qualification has been completed, and Adele Nicol, Amy Holder and Christina Nick, the 3 automatic qualifiers through to tomorrow's final at 12:10. So you can see the athletes from the first 100-metre semi-final just trudging back to get their stuff.
Well, that discounts all the students, doesn't it? If you own a Mercedes, you might wish to check whether you have the keys to that Mercedes, because a set are being handed in and are down at the BUCS desk at registration. All lost property is taken to registration. The second semi-final of 3, men's 100, Franklin Fenning, Nottingham Trent in 1. Representing Sheffield.
So second semi-final then of the men's 100 metres. Franklin Fenning of Nottingham Trent. Not there just at the moment, but wait and see. Oh no, in fact, he's wearing different colours to what I would have expected. Nottingham Trent often hashtag pretty in pink. It's black and red on this occasion. Dominic Lamb of Sheffield Hallam is alongside him. He does wear the colours expected for Sheffield Hallam, but nothing wrong with mixing it up every now and again. Bryn Smith of Brighton is in lane 3. Then Luke Dorrell, perhaps the one to watch out for, wearing number 9 like a forward. Guess he is a sprinter. They're normally the quickest footballers, aren't they? 10.55 his lifetime best, Dorrell. He was 3rd here last year. We've got a number of athletes who have been in with a shout or been on the podium at BUCS before, hoping to improve or add to their medal tally to some quite significant proportions in the women's side, as you'll see a little later in the case of Mika Moore. But more on that later. Nicholas Price is alongside for Staffordshire, one of the smaller university contingents this weekend. Enzo Madden of University of East London goes from 6th. Then Charlie Dobson. I told you about the strong Loughborough team this weekend, and they don't get too much stronger than Charlie Dobson. 20.53 over 200 metres last year. The World Under-20 silver medalist. He's going over the 1 here, where he'll certainly be pretty handy still. And then Isaac Kitchen-Smith of Oxford. He was pretty handy yesterday. Let's see how he goes from lane 8. 2 automatic qualifying spots. Well, Dorrell and Dobson, would they be the 2 favourites on paper to make it through? Let's see how this one turns out. Dorrell was the fastest qualifier yesterday, 10.4, 10.6 for Dobson. It's Dorrell who's heading the field at the moment. Dobson with a bit of work to do. He's just about going to make it, yes. With Nicholas Price of Staffordshire in the red in 3rd place, 10.52. So that's pretty consistent, isn't it, from Dorrell? 10.49 and then 10.52. So fantastic running, just a little slower than Oliver Bromby was a moment ago, but Luke Dorrell meant business there. Wanted to get the job done, if not a little bit more. I suppose when you have someone like Charlie Dobson in your semi-final, you don't want to play it too easy.
And that, if I'm not mistaken, is a legal lifetime best for Luke Dorrell. He clocked 10.55 last season and had a wind assisted at 10.42. So Luke Dorrell clearly in very good form going into the final.
Meanwhile, I can just confirm for you the qualifiers from the men's 400-metre hurdles. We saw Alistair Chalmers, Seamus Derbyshire, Joe Fuggle, Tyree Donovan, Alex Nibbs and Daniel Rees all make it through by being the first two to cross the line, but the two fastest losers, if you like, although that term has very much gone out of fashion, it's very sparingly use it, time qualifiers were both from the first semi-final. They were Max Schopp and Jamie Lambert of Brunel and Bristol respectively. So in a couple of moments' time, we'll have one more semi-final of the men's 100 metres. So a lot of hard-working volunteers, officials and timekeepers, medical staff, making sure this weekend ticks and runs on time. And there's always lots of camaraderie. Seeing the same faces at BUCS every year who were so dedicated to this competition and really add something to make it what it is. So do the energy of the students, of course, which is always brilliant to see. So should we take a look at the lineup for this third semi-final then? Seems about time. Keno Elliott Paris Samuel of St Mary's in lane 1. Ben Matsuka Williams of Bath goes alongside him in 2. Eden Davis of East London, 10.46, excuse me, nearly robbed him of a 10th. 5th last year was Davis from 3. Greg Kelly alongside him. A windy 10.61 yesterday. 10.65 he has run this year legally. Scottish under-20 champion over both 100 and 200 metres. Adam Thomas of Loughborough, though, one of the standout names in this field, you know, completing Loughborough's chances of a 1-2-3. Can't believe I'm saying that in 2 consecutive events. Loughborough fans must be licking their lips. 10.23 Adam Thomas's lifetime best. Very strong over 60 metres is Thomas in particular. 10.66 he ran yesterday. Keziola Doy alongside him, looking for his first BUCS final after 3 semi-finals in the past. James Walden of Cambridge and then Scott Connell of Glasgow Caledonian University. So the third semi-final of the men's 100 metres, top 2 going through automatically. So watch out for, well, you have to wait a moment. We'll watch out to see if there's any decision from the officials there. We saw a few second guns go, but rarely any DQs yesterday. Plenty of green cards. Sometimes there were issues with blocks. Sometimes I think a bit of leniency. In some cases, it will be the case that some athletes aren't that experienced at using some of these blocks. But we'll wait and see. Indeed, it's a green card, so no issues. No issues worthy of any further action. Paris Samuel, Matsuka Williams make it 2 double barrels in the first 2 lanes. Davis, Kelly, Thomas, Oladoy, Walden and Connell. Looking to make it through to the British University's men's 100 metre final. So this time they do get underway. Pretty good start by Thomas. Is anyone going to try and catch him? Greg Kelly is doing a decent job, but it's Thomas all the way this time. 10.48. Well, very, very close once again in time to Oliver Bromby and Luke Dorrell. Fairly comfortable. I think you feel that there's more to come from Adam Thomas in that African Violet vest of Loughborough.
Can he get on the podium again in 2019? Official time 10.49. So that concludes the semi-finals.
10.49 is the time officially. Extremely close.
The women's 100 metres semi-finals, of which again there are 3. And we seem fairly certain that Greg Kelly got the second automatic qualifying spot. Obviously bring you the official result very, very shortly. I believe we are going a few minutes early for semi-final one of the women's 100. It is cold out there again. We don't want to keep the athletes waiting around unnecessarily. So to the lineup for this first semi-final. In lane 1, representing Leeds University, we have Anna Shaw, a finalist here in 2017. Alongside her, representing Sheffield Hallam, Eric Blakely. Representing Loughborough. And in lane 3, we have Shannon Malone, finished 4th here last year, 2nd at the Welsh Championships. Then in lane 4, representing Keele University, 3rd at the Welsh Championships in 2017. Terrific to see her out there because in 2018 she had no competitions outdoors. Welcome back, Hannah Williams. In lane 5, representing Cardiff Met, the 2017 Welsh champion and 3 times BUCS bronze medalist, Mika Moore. In lane 6, representing Reading, Harriet Jones. In lane 7, representing Edinburgh University, Sarah Malone, the reigning Scottish University champion, and completing the lineup, representing Exeter, Abby Anson. Semi-final 1 of 3, women's 100.
All the athletes now ready for the women's 100 metre semi-finals. A decent lineup here. Anna Short of Leeds is there in lane 1. Ella Blakey of Sheffield Hallam is alongside her. Then Shannon Malone of Loughborough, 11.71, the lifetime best of the Welsh indoor champion. Mika Moore then looking to add to an incredible medal tally and make her 15th BUCS final this weekend for Cardiff Met. Harriet Jones of Reading, Sarah Malone of Edinburgh, and Abby Anson of Exeter. First 2 to go through then. Good battle so far between Malone, Williams, and Moore is in 3rd place. Oh, that's close in the end, but it is Malone and Williams of Loughborough and Keele. Well, Mika Moore returning to athletics this year, the GB Winter Olympian in the bobsleigh.
11.75 officially.
11.75, the time for Shannon Malone, who just pipped Hannah Breyer in Wales.
So Shannon Malone just outside the lifetime best, 11.75. She ran 11.71.
So just outside her lifetime best if win legal for Shannon Malone. She just pipped Hannah Breyer, the Welsh title. And, well, Breyer, we were expecting to go over 100, but she switched to the 200, in fact, which I don't believe she's run since the 2017. So that should be an interesting one. Just spotted Leon Baptiste down by my commentary position, watching the sprints eagerly here in a coaching capacity.
So to semi-final 2, lining up in lane 1 and representing Birmingham City. Semi-finalist here last year, semi-finalist again in 2019. Question is, can she reach the final? Jazz Crawford, representing East Anglia in 2. Ellie Bandy, representing Northumbria University in lane 3. Nicola Cagle. And then representing the University of East London. She's been a BUCS champion over 200 and 400 metres, but it would be a unique treble, wouldn't it, if she could take 100-metre gold. But she needs to get through to the final first. In lane 4, Maya Bruni. In lane 5, representing Brunel University. England under-23 finalist here last year. Darcy Kuipers. In 6, representing Robert Gordon University. We have the 2018 Scottish Universities champion, Rebecca Matheson. In 7, representing Cardiff Met, Catherine Hardy. And completing the lineup in lane 8, representing Birmingham University, the 2017 Midland under-20 100 and 200 metre champion, Yvette Westwood. Semi-final 2 of 3, women's 100.
So to the second semi-final of the women's 100 metres, and the competition just really hots up now. Jazz Crawford of Birmingham City on the inside. Ellie Bandy of East Anglia alongside her. Nicola Cagle of Northumbria. Then Maya Bruni, who already has gold medals over 200 metres and 400 metres, is going for a double. It would be pretty impressive. We were trying to think, and myself and the stadium announcer, if anyone has done similar things. Certainly Jess Judd has won over 3 different distances, and I think you have to count them all outdoors. Zoe Clark would have won indoors, 60, 200 and 400. Anyway, Darcy Kuipers, Rebecca Matheson, Catherine Hardy and Yvette Westwood complete this lineup. Bruni battling through the centre here. Darcy Kuipers going well. Darcy Kuipers winning this one. Very close towards the finish there. So Darcy Kuipers, if a win legal, that would be a lifetime best. Well, she's in fantastic form. A personal best of 12.02 yesterday. So that could be the first time that she's gone sub 12. Yes, the wind is legal. So the second PB in 2 races here at BUCS. For an athlete we've seen do well here in the past. 5th and 4th indoors this year, and the Southern Under-20 champion, but in fantastic form early on in the season here. Well, going sub 12 seconds, a good barrier at this level, so no doubt she's pleased with that.
Back to the men's 100, can confirm that Luke Dorrell, Johnny Dobson were the automatic qualifiers from Heat 2, and from Heat 3, Adam Thomas and Greg Kelly. And looking again, totally unofficially, I believe that Nick Price, Staffordshire, 10.78 in Heat 2, and Kezi Oludoyi, 10.78 in Heat 3, are the 2 next fastest qualifiers. Confirmed result of Heat semi-final 1, women's 100. Shannon Malone, Loughborough, 11.75. Hannah Williams-Keel, 11.91. Mika Moore, 11.95. And Sarah Malone, 12.13. Semi-final 3 of 3, women's 100, the lineup. In lane 1, representing Manchester Metropolitan University, Layla Bell. In lane 2, representing Wolverhampton University, the 2015 Midland Senior 100 metre champion, has had disrupted seasons throughout 2016, 17 and 18, so good to see her out there. Remy Barrett. In lane 3, representing Cardiff Metropolitan University, UK Indoor 200 metre bronze medalist this year, and the Welsh Indoor champion over 200, Melissa Roberts. In lane 4, representing Loughborough University, World Junior 4 by 100 metre bronze medalist last year, and the Southern Under-20 silver medalist over 100, Ebony Carr. From Canterbury Christchurch in 5, Ellie Turner. In 6, representing Brunel, Izzy Bryant. In 7, representing Cardiff, Rebecca Roots. And in lane 8, she completes the lineup, representing Brunel, England Under-23 finalist here last year, Mabupe Shikumbi. Semi-final 3 of 3 with each 100.
Semi-final 3 of the women's 100 metres then. Layla Bell of Manchester Met, Remy Barrett of Wolverhampton alongside her. Then Melissa Roberts, the Welsh Indoor 200 metre champion, who was also 3rd at the British Indoors. So started the year very well, looking for what would be her 4th BUCS final, I believe. Another that served Cardiff Met really well. Ebony Carr of Loughborough is alongside her, 11.65, her lifetime best. Ellie Turner, Izzy Bryant, Rebecca Roots and Madupe Shikumbi complete the lineup. So here comes Melissa Roberts from Ebony Carr. It's going to be those two. It's a pretty close run thing overall behind them, 11.98. So another sub 12 seconds semi-final.
11.98 trackside.
So 11.98 showing on the clock trackside, but sometimes the time officially given, of course, Goes up or down slightly. But a good performance from Melissa Roberts. She's started 2019 pretty well and continuing that form here in Bedford.
Result of semi-final 2. I think I haven't saying these. Semi-final 2. Women's 100. Darcy Piper, Brunel, confirmed time 11.93, wind speed plus 0.8. Rebecca Matheson, the second automatic qualifier, Robert Dawn, 12.14. Now, Maya Bruni's time of 12.15, slower than the athletes placed 3 and 4 in heat 1. So at the moment, with one set of results come in to me, 11.95 to Mika Moore and 12.13 to Sarah Malone are the next two fastest, but I'm waiting for one set of results. So for this first semi-final of 3, men's 800. In lane 1, representing Warwick University, Lucas Taylor-Costin. In 2, representing the University of Chester, Joe Morrison. Then in lane 3, representing Birmingham University, England under-23 bronze medalist here in 2016, Patrick Taylor. In 4, representing Cardiff Met, UK indoor 1500 metre bronze medalist this year, Piers Copeland. In 5, representing Loughborough University.
So we're looking here at Lucas Taylor-Costin of Warwick as they prepare for the men's 800 metre semi-finals. Top 2 going through automatically once again. Same qualification as we've had in both of the track events so far today, with the next 2 best times after that. Be interesting to see when we get the confirmed results of the women's 100 metres whether Mika Moore and Maya Bruni make it through. So Taylor-Costin of Warwick, Joseph Morrison of Chester, Patrick Taylor of Birmingham, competed for Birchfield Harriers at the European Champions Clubs Cup in Birmingham where he finished 8th. Previous England under-23 bronze medalist, Piers Copeland of Cardiff Met. A strong contender this weekend, 149.16, his lifetime best this year, set at Lee Valley in January. 7th over 1,500 metres last year, but third indoors in Sheffield in February. Adam Wright of Loughborough is alongside him. The Midlands champion, 150.53, his best. Joe Wigfield of St Mary's, Oliver Dane of Sheffield, and then Leeds Beckett's James Habergam. Patrick Taylor, nicknamed Patch by his Birmingham University Athletics Club teammates. He's said to be, according to the description I've been given by the team, the poshest person in the club, studying for a marketing masters. So how will he market himself in this semi-final? So Oliver Dane in the black of Sheffield, wearing leg number 7, leads them out. Leeds Beckett's James Habergam tucked in behind him. And you'll get used to these colours, don't worry. If you're new to watching BUCS or aren't familiar with all of them, but hey, you know, great set, fulfilling pretty much all of the rainbow with lots of purple. On the outside then, Joe Wigfield of St Mary's in the blue and white stripes as they hit the bell. And you see all these athletes thirsty to move up the field, bunching together. 300 metres to go, so often a trigger to charge down the back straight. Patrick Taylor trying to make a move through, as is Piers Copeland. Keep an eye on those in the middle of the pack at this stage. Oliver Dane, though, leading, but for how long? Copeland on his outside. As I said, 149.16. Lifetime best this year in January. What a way to start 2019. Dane, Copeland, Wigfield with 2 to go through automatically. Wigfield on the inside, puffing his cheeks, but Copeland comes past, look over his shoulder. Is Dane going to hold on for that second automatic spot? The fast finishing Adam Wright of Loughborough will take it. What timing from Wright of Loughborough. I said watch out for those in the middle and towards the back of the pack. On the back straight, you never quite know how it's going to look in 200 to 300 metres time. Fantastic timing from Adam Wright of Loughborough, the Midlands champion. 154.5 on the clock. Hands on hips there from Joe Wigfield, who was in contention.
So we are in the field going to start a little early in the men's triple jump pool 2.
And don't ever say athletics isn't high-tech when you have the sight of the supermarket trolley being put to good use here. Wait until you see the brooms in the sandpit. Confirmed lineup for the men's 100-metre final, by the way, at 1:45. Kezi Oladoy, Nicholas Price, Charlie Dobson, Oliver Bromby, Luke Dorrell, Adam Thomas, Michael Olsen and Greg Kelly. A lineup to whet the appetite for later on.
And Sarah Malone, Edinburgh 12.13. The lineup for this second semi-final, men's 800, in lane 1, representing Oxford University, Sam Brown Rahul. In 2, representing Sheffield University, we have Dominic Brown. In 3, from Leeds Beckett, Alex Botterill. In 4, Josh Allen of Birmingham. 5, Roehampton's Ben Rochford. In 6, representing Worcester University, Aaron Cooper. In 7, Sheffield Hallam's Jack Benstead, and in lane 8, representing Bath University, Will Perkin.
Well, moving on with the 800 metres. In this one, watch out in particular for Alex Bottrell from lane 3. Sam Brown Araujo of Oxford. Alongside him is Dominic Brown of Sheffield. Always one of their big medal contenders. And Alex Bottrell, 147.95, his lifetime best. England under-20 champion last year. Bottrell was a World Junior finalist as well in Finland. Josh Allen of Birmingham also in this one. Impressive yesterday, he was 6th indoors last year. A 150 runner at best. Ben Rutchford of Roehampton, he also looked good yesterday. Aaron Cooper of Worcester. Some of the smaller university contingents doing well, Roehampton and Worcester. Good to see a great spread of different names of institutions. Jack Benstead of Sheffield Hallam, and then William Perkin of Bath complete this lineup. So let's see. We can see Alex Bottrell there. Fantastic victory in the city of York, black and green, at the England Under-20 Championships here in Bedford. So many athletes so used to performing at this stadium when it counts. Coached by Andy Henderson, part of a very strong set of athletes that he has up in Leeds. A lucky man and a very good coach. Bottrell then from the front. 6th in Finland last year for Great Britain. Allen keeping up with him. Top 2 going through automatically. So this one is a little bit more strung out than the first of the semi-finals. It's William Perkin of Bath who's there in 4th place. And you'd think at this stage that the top 2 is going to come from these front 4. Bottrell feels pretty assured that he's done enough to secure himself the first place. And the second is going to go to William Perkin of Bath. 152.53 for Bottrell. Certainly more to come from him.
In the opening round of events in the 4-2, Robert Sutherland, who was 6th last year at Bucks Hills, with an opening distance of 14 metres 15 centimetres.
1:52.54, Alex Bottrell's winning time. Confirmed result of semi-final 1, Piers Copeland, Cardiff Met, 1:54.55, Adam Wright, Loughborough, 1:54.79. And then you flip the 3rd and 4th place athletes. Oliver Dane, Sheffield, 1:55.08, Joe Whitfield, St Mary's, 1:55.46. So to the 3rd semi-final for 3, men's 800 in lane 1, representing Exeter University, Ted Chamberlain. In 2, from Durham University, Scott Armstrong. In 3, representing Liverpool, John Moores, Tiernan Crawford. In 4, representing Kent University, Dan Lees.
To the 3rd semi-final of the men's 800 metres, Ted Chamberlain of Exeter, Scott Armstrong of Durham alongside him, Tiernan Crawford, the tall figure of Liverpool, John Moores, 151.48 at best, Northern indoor and outdoor champion over 15 and 800 respectively. So we wait for the gun to go. Daniel Meese, as I complete the lineup. Last year's Essex and Eastern Area Indoor Champion, 4th at the BUCS Indoors last year for Kent. Joseph Tuffin of Birmingham. Andrew McCaslin of Bath. Adrian Lloyd-Davis of Cardiff Met. And Ben Healy of Brighton. So Crawkin and Meese are some of the stronger athletes in this one, but you never quite know in an 800 metres.
Andrew McCaslin, the Bath University student, the Scottish Indoor silver medalist this year going at 100. So through the opening 300.
So as we come through for the first time, Daniel Meese has put a bit of distance between himself and Crawkin. Did wonder whether these two would be at the front at this stage. It's still pretty much all to play for. Look at Andrew McCaslin closing down. Just get a sense that they're beginning to bunch up a little bit, but perhaps just a sign that Daniel Meese is easing the pace, saving something for the end of the race, running a sensible final lap here. Meese, Crawkin, McCaslin. Crawkin on the shoulder of Meese. Here's where it could be dangerous for the Kent man. It's Crawkin, but Dan Meese has saved something for the last 50 metres or so, and he makes it through. It is those two athletes. Just behind them is McCaslin, so he'll hope to make it through as the fastest. He's at 1:53.2. Alex Bottrell's semi-final was pretty quick, but we will wait and see on a confirmed result for that. It was a 1:52, wasn't it, a moment ago? So this one was a little bit slower. Just looking at the times incidentally from the women's 100 metres, without an official result, it looks as though Mika Moore and Malone as well are the two-time qualifiers, and that could mean, without having seen the official result, that Maya Bruni hasn't made it as one of those time qualifiers. We'll wait and see.
The winner, Alex Bottrell, leads Beckett, 152.54. Second, Will Perkin, back, 153.10. And the third and fourth place athletes both ran faster than Oliver Dane and Joe Whitfield in the semi-final lap.
So we're looking here at the men's javelin. Looks like they're either just warming up or trying to stay warm. Indeed, yes, Sarah Malone and Mika Moore are the two-time qualifiers. Sadly, we have lost Maya Bruni. So Sarah Malone, Mika Moore, Mel Roberts, Shannon Malone, Darcy Kuipers. 2 PBs this weekend. Hannah Williams, Ebony Carter and Rebecca Matheson will make up the 100-metre final lineup for the women.
In the field, we are complete with the first round of the men's triple jump for pool 2. And back off, see the women's javelin. Men's javelin, which is going to go up at 11:55. And next pole is each go up 12:15. Our A and B finals going on the back straight.
Well, again, I believe we're going about 5 minutes early. With his third first semi-final of 3, women's 800. first semi-final. In lane 1, representing Exeter University, Penny Oliver. In 2, representing Brunel, Evie Price, former Southern Under-20 silver medalist. In lane 3, representing Loughborough University, the BUCS indoor 1500 metre bronze medalist this year, Rosie Johnson. Then in lane 4, representing Bath University, third here in 2017, the BUCS indoor silver medalist 2019, Izzy Ives. In lane 5, representing Cardiff Met, the reigning Midland Under-20 champion, Katrina Simpson. In lane 6, representing Imperial College, Alex Mandel. In 7, representing Sheffield Hallam, the BUCS indoor and England Under-20 indoor bronze medalist this year, Emily Simpson. And in lane 8, representing Oxford, Alice Hallam.
So like night follows day, men's 800 metres now move on to the women's 800 metre semi-finals. Once again, top 2 in each semi, and then the 2-time qualifiers. Let's have a look at this lineup then. Penny Oliver, Exeter, Evie Grice of Brunel, Rosemary Johnston of Loughborough, Izzy Ives there in the centre in the blue of Bath. In lane 5, lifetime best 207.36 at the British Indoor Championships this year, a previous bronze medalist a couple of years ago, has been very strong in recent years. The competition here, Mari Smith and Vari Hendry, and Leah Barrow, the medalist last year. Of those, Barrow will compete in the second semi-final, and she is another BUCS veteran, if you like, having seen Amika Moore a few minutes ago. They both competed in 2012 at the London Olympic Stadium. Did Moore and Barrow. Katrina Simpson also in this one. The Midlands under-20 champion. Emily Simpson also. Alex Mundell and Alice Harray, of Oxford. So Ives leads them through and leads them reasonably comfortably after 400 metres of a 2-lap race, you'd have to say. So trying to make it in the top 2 by going out hard in this race. Rosemary Johnson of Loughborough is in second place, with Emily Simpson of Sheffield Hallam in third.
Izzy Ives ran the lifetime best at the UK Indoor Championships this year, 207.36.
So is the battle for that second place going to be between Simpson and Johnson? Ives still looking like she's holding her form well. Still working those arms and legs hard. So previously a bronze medalist here in 1 out of the 3 semi-finals, really asserting herself and putting herself in the mix for a medal. What will happen in the final? Rosemary Johnson of Loughborough makes it through. 2:09.9 is the time for Izzy Ives. As I said, has run 2:07 this year.
In the field, we are just about to begin with the men's javelin. Men's javelin qualification. We have in pool 1, we have Harry Hughes of Essex, who is there at 78.89. He is one to look out for.
second semi-final. In 1, representing Loughborough, Philippa Bailey. In 2, from Glasgow University, Lucy Somerville. In 3, representing Sheffield Hallam. 4th at the BUCS Indoor Championships, the reigning Northern Indoor Champion, Tamsin McGraw. In lane 4, representing Robert Gordon University, the reigning Scottish champion. She took her 4th Scottish title, BUCS Indoor finalist here last year, Anna Cameron. In 5, representing Leeds Beckett, we have Leah Barrow.
So looking there at Leah Barrow.
In 6, representing Bath,
And now Laura Mullin. They'll go in the second semi-final of the women's 800 metres. The full-on at Philippa Bailey of Loughborough, Lucy Somerville of Glasgow, then Tamsin McGraw of Sheffield Hallam. Decent performance from her teammate Emily Simpson earlier on, just missed out on that second auto qualifying spot through to the final. McGraw was 4th at the BUCS Indoors in Sheffield in February, also the Northern Indoor Champion this year. Then Hannah Cameron. See, with the coloured bands in her hair. Easy to spot, the Robert Gordon athlete. 2:07.87, her lifetime best. The British Indoor Championships this year. She's also the Scottish Universities champion, so hoping to add the medal from the British Universities. We'll see whether she can do that. Leah Barrow, last year's bronze medalist, the previous British Indoor silver medalist. Laura Mullin of Bath, Kirsty Fraser-Brunel and Caitlin Arnott of Aberdeen. So it is McGraw out front so far from Hannah Cameron, looking very relaxed behind her. Just has one of those looks as if to say, I'm focusing on my own race here. Looking down at the track momentarily. McGraw, eyes on what's in front of her. Hannah Cameron moves up onto the shoulder of Tamsin McGraw. Kirsty Fraser and Leah Barrow in behind, also Laura Mullin. Good battle for that second automatic qualifying spot, 1 of 2. So you seem to remember that Izzy Ives' time was 2:09.9 with Rosemary Johnson a little bit of a way behind her. So Cameron leads. McGraw in second, having been overtaken. Look at Leah Barrow coming through. Expect her to have a fast finish. The finish of her life 3 years ago at the British Indoors, gritting her teeth to try and come through. Hannah Cameron still leading. Barrow gradually making headway. It's going to be so close on the line. My goodness me, McGraw falling. Oh, what a shame. 2:08.64. Absolutely gutting for the Sheffield Hallam athletes. Well, regardless of your allegiance, you cannot help but feel sorry for what happened there. That's not a nice way for one of the other athletes to benefit and qualify, but very sporting gesture there of Leah Barrow, checking she's okay.
And in the field, the first round of the javelin, opening through by Richard Dangerfield.
Well, they were all closing on one another, and there was a real strain to get across the line from Leah Barrow, who was closing slowly on those in front of her. Wait and see how that result pans out. Got to confirm results of the men's 800 metres in terms of the qualifiers. Andrew McCaslin and John Brown are the two that make it through as time qualifiers.
2:10.68, and then Emily Simpson 2:11.67, and Alice Harry 2:17.55. Back to the men's semi-finals 800. Again, unofficially, I believe that the two next fastest for Dominic Brown, 153.62 in semi-final 2, and Andrew McCaslin, 153.8 from semi-final 3. But once again, that is unofficial. But what is very official is that up next is semi-final 3 of 3, women's 800. Representing Canterbury Christchurch, and in lane 1, Bryony Walsh. In 2, representing Bedfordshire University, Emma Ryder. In lane 3, representing Cardiff Met, Rosie Chamberlain. In lane 4, no, I think we know DNS. In lane 4, in lane 5, Anna Clark, Bath University. In 6, Isabel Boffey, Birmingham. And Isabel Boffey, the reigning BUCS indoor champion, World Junior semi-finalist last year. Then Susanna Reid in 7, representing Exeter.
So we cut to the last semi-final of the women's 800 metres. And in this one features Izzy Boffey, next year's Birmingham University Athletics Club track captain. The fresher, Birmingham having such a pedigree in terms of middle distance talent. Mari Smith was last year's champion. What about the likes of Georgia Bell and Sarah McDonald, who McDonald competed for GB internationally as well. But it's always so tough to get in the senior teams. At the end of the day, comes down to time qualifications and then performances when it matters. Bryony Walsh, Emma Ryder, Rosie Chamberlain, Abby Milnes, Anna Clark, Izzy Boffey, Susanna Reid and Amy Jackson are the full lineup for this one. So 8, 9, 7, that's Emma Ryder of Bedfordshire. Boffey is well poised here, lifetime best of 2 minutes 4 flat, and she's ran 2:04.1 this year. Won the BUCS indoor title, Southern Indoor Champion, 4th at the British Indoors, and not too far away from a shout of qualification for the European Indoors, which was taken by Mari Smith, her Birmingham University teammate. Well, junior semi-finalist as well. It's Anna Clark who's alongside her. Anna Clark, 2 minutes 9.56, her lifetime best. She's looking to make her 5th BUCS final. She was 4th indoors last year and has come 5th 3 times. So by the nature of that, she'll want to get on the podium. Boffey looks over her shoulder just to size up the task she has coming down the home straight. Head rocking from side to side. A bit of a trademark running style from Boffey. And look at coming through on the inside, Rosie Chamberlain from Clark. So Isabel Boffey, 2:13.37, not the quickest of semi-finals. Chamberlain on the inside. Anna Clark had her head in her hands there as she crossed the line a second ago. Frustrating for her, but Boffey has done the job. Unfortunate to miss out on the World Under-20 final in Finland. An athlete with such high standards of performance in competitions. But she would have wanted to achieve more from that. The European Youth Champion from Tbilisi in Georgia a few years ago now. As I say, looking to add BUCS outdoor success to what she achieved indoors. An athlete who won 4 national age group indoor titles in a row.
On the back straight, starting shortly, we have our first final of today with the men's pole vault, which is an A and a B final. In Pool B, we have Harry Hillman of Brunel, Saros Chini Odu of East London, Kieran Apps of Loughborough, Sam Talbot of Sheffield, Cypros Akipuni of Brunel, Tal Athenan of Loughborough, and Liam Ravelli of Newcastle. And in Pool A, from Swansea University, Finlay Covering, Nathan Gardner of Cardiff, George Osborne of Sheffield, Shane Martin of Oxford, Joseph Lister of Brunel, George Capital of Sheffield Hallam, George Turner of Brighton, and Jack Harrop of Cardiff Met. So those are the finalists in the men's pole vault A and B final. Going ahead in the next 5 minutes on the back straight.
T25, 2 semi-finals, 12.
Well, we have some absolutely brilliant battles shaping up here. And in a few moments' time, set to go off at midday, are the men's and women's, first of all the men's, 400 metres semi-finals. So hope you can join us for the rest of the day. Finals day to come tomorrow. What a bank holiday weekend we have in store for you. Hope you're enjoying the live coverage. Some great rivalries that have set themselves up nicely for tomorrow. And even the 100-metre finals are to come later. Quarter to 1, the men's 100 metres, featuring the likes of Dobson, Bromby, Dorrell, Adam Thomas and Michael Olsen, among others. And then the women's, just flicking over to that start list, Mika Moore, Mel Roberts, Shannon Malone, Darcy Kuipers, Hannah Williams and Ebony Carr. 5 minutes later at 5 to 1. Semi-finals of the women's 1500 metres also to come. All this lunchtime. So just a quick break in the action for the moment. But I hope you're enjoying the live coverage and plenty to come this afternoon.
And so we come now to the semi-finals of the men's 400, and it's 4 semis, so it's just the first in each of the semis plus the next 4 fastest to go through to tomorrow's final. In lane 1, Macon Madar representing Nottingham. In 2, representing Oxford University, Matt Newton. In lane 3, representing Durham University, a finalist here in 2017, and the indoor bronze medalist that year, Rob Shipley. Representing Loughborough, and going in lane 4, the BUCS indoor finalist this year and the reigning Midland Under-20 outdoor champion, GB Under-20 International, Ellis Greatrex. In lane 5, representing Ulster University, the reigning Irish University 100 and 200 metre silver medalist for this year, Craig Newell. In lane 6, representing Glasgow University, the BUCS Indoor Champion 2019, Chrishawn Aiken. I was about to say in lane 7, but lane 7 DNS. In lane 8, representing Canterbury Christchurch, we have Charlie Singleton. Semi-final 1 of 4, men's 400.
to the semi-finals of the men's 400 metres. This time, across the 4 semis, just the first from each heat, from each run, and then the next 4 best times. Nottingham's at Madar, Matt Newton of Oxford, Rob Shipley of Durham, Ellis Greatrex of Loughborough, Craig Newell of Ulster, Chris Sean Aiken of Glasgow, Declan Gall of Edinburgh, and Charlie Shingleton of Canterbury Christchurch. Well, sometimes all the tension in the blocks getting for the race, but the athletes stand up.
And then looking for the next 2 fastest, I believe it to be a Barrow 20909 from semi-final 2, and then Emily Simpson 211.67 for semi-final.
So Rob Shipley, a previous Northern Indoor champion a couple of years ago, 6th. At the outdoors a couple of years ago. BUCS Indoors bronze medalist as well, but he was injured last year. One of Durham's medal hopefuls, though, Ellis Greatrex of Loughborough, part of the bronze medal winning team at the World Under-20 Championships in Finland. Chris Sean Aiken, the BUCS Indoor champion, and Declan Gall, BUCS Outdoor champion last year over 400 metre hurdles. So I understand there's a technical issue that's just delaying the start of this race. But there is a lot of talent in this particular semi-final. It's a green card that's going to be shown. So no infringements. Chris Sean Aiken just a bit confused. Real triumph for him in Sheffield, winning the BUCS Indoor title. Because on quite a few occasions, he'd gone as far as the semi-finals, sometimes finishing 2nd in the semi-final and as a result not qualifying for the final. So he is in good form here this year. 5th at the British Indoor Championships. Madar, Newton, Shipley, Greatrex, Newell, Aiken, Gall and Shingleton, the first semi-final of the men's 400. So pretty good start there from Craig Newell, making up progress on Aiken. Ellis Greatrex, bit of work to do. No doubt he'll come charging through down the back straight. Aiken now making up real ground, and he's pushing the athlete along with him on his inside. Here comes Greatrex, and watch out for Rob Shipley as well in the white and purple, or palatinate I think they like to call it in Durham. So African violet and palatinate alongside each other.
So on the outside for Sean Aiken, Declan Gall of Edinburgh.
So Rob Shipley then for Durham, gritting his teeth from Greatrex and Newell. Top one to go through. What a performance this is in the semi-final from Rob Shipley of Durham. So many Loughborough victories that we've seen in these preliminary rounds, but the more experienced Rob Shipley there, a former Northern Indoor champion, taking it from Greatrex. He was part of that World Junior medal winning relay squad. 47.47 Greatrex is at best. Shipley 47.29. And an injury issue last year, but a great semi-final win there, and he'll be pleased with that. Chris Sean Aiken just leaning on the supermarket trolley, providing good use as well as storing equipment and moving it around the track. Also a good rest stop afterwards. I wonder who would win in a race between Chris Sean Aiken and a trolley down a supermarket aisle. Be close. Here's the BUCS Indoor champion. But he has no plan to shop for groceries anytime soon. Maybe a light meal before the final. A wide range of supermarkets are available in Bedford. It can, of course, be tricky to find one that's open on a bank holiday. I'm sure you know all about it. Great Rex just standing there, beaten, but there is a chance to make it through as one of 4-time qualifiers. As the athletes from the second semi-final get ready.
Representing Loughborough University, the reigning Irish outdoor champion, a finalist here last year, and the GB Under-20 International, Chris O'Donnell, in 6, representing Brunel. David Ryan, in 7, representing Strathclyde University, Scottish indoor bronze medalist this year and former Scottish University champion, Lewis Brown. And completing the lineup in lane 8 from Oxford University will be Cameron Bain. That will be the lineup very shortly for semi-final 2 of 4.
Thumbs up there from Joe Burton of Cambridge. And a little dance. So Muris Egan of St Mary's. Quite possibly a DNS, because not there at the moment, would be just the left out of shot. So Joe Burton of Cambridge. Jack Hocking then is alongside him in the red of Birmingham. Apparently has quite a tendency to throw himself over the line to try and get that spot, and with one auto qualifying place available, we could see that here. Hocking, who was 5th last year, and BUCS Indoors silver medalist this year, next year's track captain, along with Izzy Boffey, who we saw a moment ago. And then we've got Oliver Biddle of Gloucestershire, Christopher O'Donnell of Loughborough, the Irishman who was 4th last year, 47.15 at best. There is Jack Hocking. David Ryan of Brunel, Lewis Brown of Strathclyde, 47.69 at best, and Cameron Bain of Oxford will complete the lineup in the navy and white on the outside. So Egan of St Mary's has in fact appeared just out of shot there on the left hand side. You'll see him momentarily. There he is. Competition record set 2 years ago by Cameron Chalmers of Bath, 45.71. He proved himself to be a real relay king as well, did Chalmers. Ben Claridge will go in the final semi-final. But here's the second. Egan, Burton, Hocking, Biddle, O'Donnell, Ryan, Brown and Bain. Lewis Brown of Strathclyde has made a fantastic start. Moves past Cameron Bain onto the back straight, working those arms hard, as is David Ryan of Brunel. So moving through nicely then, Hocking looking in contention in the red of Birmingham. Oliver Biddle of Gloucestershire there in the navy, 4.73. So will Jack Hocking have to throw himself over the line once more? 2.77 is the Birmingham athlete. Biddle is leading this one just at the moment as Hocking just ties up, and he does just lean a little. But I think Biddle did just hold on. A little shake of the head there from Hocking. As though he feels that he just missed out. It did certainly look that way to the eye. Bit of an historic, that is perhaps. a bit on his arm. Zlatan Ibrahimovic has a similar thing. So 2 more semi-finals to come of the men's 400 metres. And after that, we'll have 3.
Representing Cardiff Met, a member of the 4x400 metre squad at the European Indoor Championships this year. 4 at those UK Indoor Championships, Joe Bryan. Lifetime best of 47.31 set last year, when he was a member of the 4x400 metre bronze medal winning squad of the World Juniors. So Bryan in 3. Matt Overall, Chichester University, he goes in lane 4. BUCS indoor finalist this year. In 5, representing the University of East London. England under 23 finalists last year.
Well, this is Matthew Overall of Chichester, who's hoping to make it through to the men's 400 metre final. So are this entire set of next athletes. We'll take a look at the lineup. Now, starting with Lewis Thorne of Sheffield Hallam. Very relaxed looking Joe Bryan there. Rory Keane of Birmingham, who I'm told is a big Manchester City fan. He was actually once in their academy before leaving to play for Wigan. And continuing the rather entertaining set of statistics I've been given about some of the Birmingham athletes. I'm told where he actually missed a number of open goals in a recent football match. So his athletics teammates suggesting he should stick to what has become his number 1 sport. Joe Bryan then, perhaps the standout in this semi-final, 47.31 at best, part of that European Indoor GB Senior Relay squad. Matty Overall of Chichester, Emmanuel Sasanya of University of East London, Harvey Stainthorpe of Leeds, Sam Day of Cambridge, and Andrew Smitherham of Canterbury Christchurch. So watch out as well for Sasanya with the white arm warmers. Southern Indoor champion last year. The tall figure there moving up there nicely. Remember, BUCS indoors last year, he was told he had to get a medal or he would be left behind and wouldn't get a place on the team bus, and he did manage to pick one up for the team in the relay in the 4x200 metres. But what can he do individually here? Joe Bryan now emerging on the inside. Bryan, Sasanya, Overall doing well in between them. Wow, that is close. A dip on the line. Bryan and Sasanya. Of course, only one automatic spot that will go to Bryan. But if you'll excuse the pun, a good race overall. Matty Overall of Chichester just dipping at the line there. It was very close. And whichever way around they place, that could make the difference between qualifying for the final and not. In the 4th semi-final, we'll see Ben Claridge, an excellent 400-metre runner, but almost in the shadow of the amazing Cameron Chalmers. But now he might have the stage to himself. Certainly from a Bath perspective, it's going to be quite some 400-metre final though. Ben Claridge, Joe Bryan, Rob Shipley, really impressive performance in the first semi-final. And who else will edge themselves into contention and maybe spring a surprise? Very easy to say who are the big names on paper, but you can have some real progress, real breakthroughs made at this level. when competing against some outstanding quality athletes. I remember in the women's
So let's look at the lineup. It is
400 metres,
final, semi-final.
Maya Bruni beating Lavia Nielsen.
Representing East University of
At the
East
time we
London.
thought, well,
We will travel in
Nielsen,
lane one. The 2018
World
Summer
Championship
Olympic
relay
champion.
silver medalist,
In
against a very
lane
talented
two.
junior Bruni, but we thought,
He will
well,
represent Sterling
Nielsen would be
University.
the favourite, but Bruni with an absolutely
Iranian
incredible
Scottish
performance,
University
and that's the sort of breakthrough I'm talking about.
Mark Backer. In lane three, from Bath University. The silver medalist here last year. Bronze medalist indoors at the BUCS Championships of the EIS back in February. Ben Claridge. In lane four, representing Brunel University. We have Tom Pitkin, Irish under 23 silver medalist last year. Then in lane 5 from Manchester Metropolitan University, we have Matt Pagan, finalist here last year in England under 23 bronze medalist. In 6, representing Birmingham University, shooting under 20 international and former England under 20 champion, Freddie Owsley. In 7, representing Nottingham Midlands outdoor silver medalist last year, Joe Rogers, and completing the lineup. In lane 8, representing Loughborough, he represented Madagascar at the World Junior Championships in 2018, reached the final at the Indoor Championships where he finished 4th. Rita Gardner, semi-final 4 of 4, men's 400.
Last semi-final, but by no means least, the men's 400 metres. East London's Joseph Hubbock, Mark McLaughlin of Stirling, Ben Claridge of Bath, as we said, definitely a contender for the title. 46.59 at best. England under 23 champion last year, and he was 3rd indoors. Thomas Pitkin of Brunel, Matthew Pagan of Manchester Met, who was 7th last year. England under 23 bronze medalist, 47.67 at best. Freddie Owsley, the brother of Lily, the Great Britain hockey gold medalist from the Rio Olympic Games. Owsley, a European under 20 finalist in 2015, particularly good year that was for him. He was England junior champion. Joe Rogers of Nottingham Trent, and then Rita Gardner of Loughborough, who represented Madagascar at the World Junior Championships. Always a smattering of interesting international class that we get here, as well as those that we know in terms of their pedigree across Great Britain and national competitions here. Ben Claridge doing well on the inside. Pitkin is the tall figure in the dark colours of Brunel. Pagan and the orange and blue of Manchester Met chasing as well. Just the top runner will qualify automatically. Pagan straining everything to get there ahead of Pitkin. Looked low, it was just Pitkin of Brunel. There he is, 3:27 in 47.94. As they sportingly congratulate each other on a good race. That's the done thing. We thought Ben Claridge was the favourite to take that semi-final, but not so.
Confirm the winner of semi-final 3. Men's 400, it was a win for Joe Bryer.
Joe Bryer confirmed as the victor of the previous semi-final.
And I think Emmanuel Sosania's 49.04 edges out Craig Newell's 49.06. So at the moment, I believe that Emmanuel Sosania.
And the announcer just suggesting that on times, at the first glance, Emmanuel Sosania making it in from that third semi-final as a time qualifier. Wait and see the result officially, including that of the last semi-final that we've just had there.
come now to the women's 400 metre semi-finals, of which there are 3, so it's the first 2 again, plus the next 2 fastest. And in this first semi-final, we have a DNS in lane 1 and a DNS in lane 8. Minton, Bradford's mother, immediately please the call roll. So to the first semi-final, lining up in lane 2, representing Brunel, Sean Wynne-Jones. In 3, representing Loughborough University, Phoebe Fenwick. And then in lane 4, representing Sheffield, a former English schools champion, looked very good in her heat yesterday. In lane 5, representing Loughborough, the reigning Northern Under-20 indoor champion, England Under-25 medalist here last year, Emma Alderson, representing Brunel. And in lane 6, Megan Walsh. And then in 7, completing the lineup from BUCS, the 2019 World Under-20 indoor champion and BUCS indoor finalist, Fiona Roberts. Semi-final line of 3, women's 400.
So 3 semi-finals now to come of the women's 400 metres. This one could be a bit of an open playing field in terms of a lack of previous BUCS medalists, outdoors certainly. This first semi-final has Olivia Anderson of Cambridge, Sean Wynne-Jones of Brunel, Phoebe Fenwick of Loughborough, Amy Gallion of Sheffield, and Emma Alderson of Loughborough in lane 5, Megan Walsh of Brunel, Fiona Roberts of Cardiff Met, and Eliza Kelsey of Bristol. Well, Emma Alderson is one of those with pedigree coming into BUCS competition this year. The Northern Under-20 indoor champion, 54.54 at best. Seen her come through junior formulae, running long distances, particularly over 800 metres. I wonder whether 400 is proving to be her specialist event now. I think so, the Liverpool Harrier. So she's coming through strongly in the second half of this race. Remember, one England junior competition here. She set a fantastically fast first lap of an 800 metres. So real good top end speed. But Amy Gallion of Sheffield is closing fast. It's the top 2 to go through this time. So it's going to be Alderson from Gallion as the Loughborough student eases across the line. And Phoebe Fenwick, also in the African Violet, finishes in 3rd place, indeed wearing leg number 3. That's where she's finished. Fenwick was 5th at the English schools last year, 55.18 is her lifetime best. So Emma Alderson establishing herself as a contender. She looks for a BUCS outdoor medal for the first time. In this next semi-final, we'll see Yasmin Liverpool, who's the indoor champion, and also the talented Lauren Russell of the University of East London. It's another cold day here at Bedford, not quite the icy winds that we had yesterday. But a few coats to hand at the ready.
Well, from that fourth semi-final of men's 400, I'm pretty certain that Matt Pagan goes through as the quickest of the next 4 fastest in 47.95.
So just looking at first glance of times, the announcer saying that Matt Pagan making it through from the 400 metre semi-finals, the men's competition we saw earlier on, as we wait for the official result.
48.7 and Alex Greatrix 48.48.
So the full lineup for the second semi-final of the women's 400 metres. Emily Davis of Newcastle, Teresa Yanatelli of Cardiff, East Anglia's Hannah Brown, Yasmin Liverpool of Warwick. I mentioned she was the BUCS indoor champion. 54.86, her personal best. Lauren Russell has run 53.71 though. East London student. Neve Graham of Glasgow, then alongside her Victoria Gittins of Wolverhampton and Lucy Webber of Leeds Beckett. She completes the lineup and will be in lane 8. There is Lucy Webber. So this is the second semi-final of 3.
Then in lane 4, representing Warwick University, last year Finland Under-20 champion, 2019 BUCS indoor champion, Yasmin Liverpool.
Huge cheer for Yasmin Liverpool in the stadium.
University of East London. The BUCS 200 metre finalist here last year and a 400 metre finalist in 2017. She'll be an international that year. Lauren Russell in lane 6, representing Glasgow University. The Scottish indoor.
So Lauren Russell, who's been 8th and 6th the last 2 years, moving up to 400 metres. Good athlete over 200 as well.
Semi-final 2 of 3, women's 400.
So Davis, Yanatelli, Brown, Liverpool, Russell, Graham, Gittins and Webber. The second semi-final of the women's 400 metres. Interestingly, the competition record is held by Kirsten McCaslin, who was a Bath student, now a Loughborough indeed. We were hoping she might compete, but unfortunately she is injured. Two automatic spots available here. 1 lap of the track.
So the indoor champion in lane
Let's see how they go. Lauren Russell making up some early ground there on Neve Graham. Continues to charge through. Too many on her outside, but no trouble. Now 1 athlete on her outside. So Lauren Russell, 53.71, her lifetime best. Yasmin Liverpool now chasing her down. This could be a good battle coming to the home straight. Of course, the top 2 will go through. For the others, a little way back. Yasmin Liverpool very strong. Good endurance from her. So Lauren Russell will join her in making it through to the final. 55.56. So Yasmin not running for Liverpool, but for Warwick. Putting their name on the timesheet in terms of university not necessarily having the strongest contingent, but always great when, as I say, the lesser known institutions improve their reputation with a standout name. I'm speaking to James Young, who's here representing Lancaster University and will go in the 1500 metre semi-finals. And he said, "You've just met the team. He is the Lancaster team." They know units for their clubs. So the third semi-final will take place in a moment. And the lineup will feature Taiwo Aowawi of Birmingham, Jessica Shepherd of Nottingham, Rachel Donnison of Bath. There is the Birmingham athlete. Harriet Cooper, also of Birmingham. Then Laura Turley, the Chester student. Lifetime best this year, 54.67 at the British Indoor Championship. She's the Welsh Indoor Champion the last 2 years. Watch her defend that title in Cardiff quite comfortably. The favourite going in. Second at the BUCS Indoors and fourth here last year. Charlotte Stamp of Leeds Beckett, Newcastle's Hannah Malpas, and Erin Minton-Bradford of Hull University, or the announcer from the stadium here, BUCS, Adrian Christmas, always pronounces Hull with a silent H, Hull, which is always a point of contention here, which he's very aware of, but we always have a laugh and a joke about it. So there's a gap in lane 4, but Harriet Cooper there just about to appear. There she is, just getting ready. And there is the emerging Erin Minton-Bradford of Hull.
Semi-final 3 of 3, women's 400.
So Harriet Cooper, who also plays netball in lane 4. And I'm told she's recovered from numerous injuries to line up for this weekend and is rediscovering some form. But Laura Turley, expect her to be strong there. Wearing 1017 in the white and red, the Chester student. The full lineup: Aowawi, Shepherd, Donnison, Cooper, Turley, Stamp, Malpas, and Minton-Bradford. It's the third semi-final of the women's 400 metres. Top 2 to go through to the final automatically. So as I say, Turley should go well here. Welsh Indoor Champion the last 2 years. Just missed out on a medal in 2018. Moving very quickly through the field, Hannah Malpas and Charlotte Stamp on her outside, but now following her drift. Spectators building all the way around and providing encouragement as Laura Turley begins to dominate this race. So wins already for Emma Alderson and Yasmin Liverpool. Is Laura Turley going to add her name to that list? Rachel Donnison is finishing quickly for Bath. But Turley looking strong, looking composed. 57.18, a glance over to the clock. And there's more to come from Laura Turley. Strong competition once again. Making another BUCS outdoor final and hoping to add to the silver medal gained indoors.
in the pole vault, Nathan Gardner of Cardiff University here, first time bastion at 4 meters 65. His opening height.
So looking at the men's pole vault competition here, this is the opening height, I believe, of 4 meters and 65. Nathan Gardner of Cardiff has gone clear. 3-2-4. That's Joseph Lister of Brunel. So first attempts at 4 meters 65 indeed. Thank you to the officials for spinning this scoreboard round. George Heppenstall of Sheffield Hallam is next to go. Quick turnaround here. So he'll have 2 more goes at 4.65. Got the height okay. So that suggests he's very capable of correcting at the second attempt. And he'll have 1 more if he needs it.
And lining up in lane 1 and representing Oxford University. And it's so good to see him back competing. Conrad Will in lane 2, representing Nottingham University. Joe Strong in 3, representing Loughborough University. He's had this is just his second season of competition. Ben Thorlston. Then in lane 4, representing the University of East London, silver medalist over 200 here last year.
Also in that pole vault competition, by the way, is Finlay Caudry, who's another one of those athletes emerging with a surname that we know from an older sister. I'm referring to Molly Caudry, in a similar fashion to which Joe Breyer is catching the attentions, with us knowing a lot about Hannah Breyer, who will go in the 200 metres, I believe, later on. So the next event is the men's 100 metre ambulant final, and the lineup starting off in lane 1 with Conrad Will of Oxford in lane 1, Joseph Strong of Nottingham in 2, and then Loughborough's Benjamin Falston, Jordan Andrew of East London, George Fox of the University of Central Lancashire, Adam Owen of Royal Holloway, Amar Achun of Brunel, and Christopher Stiles of Worcester, wearing 242 in lane 8. So the first of the ambulant races that we've seen so far, and we will also see wheelchair races as well to come. They're all on the programme for tomorrow by the looks of things.
Referencing the heats of the men's 110 metre hurdles, which will be coming up later. I've just received the seating sheet. There are just 3 heats, so that will go straight to a final on Monday. There will be no semi-final of the men's 110 metre hurdles.
Well, it's getting windy once again here at the Bedford International Athletic Stadium, and yesterday that was the catalyst for an extraordinary turn in weather every sort of 10 minutes around this time, so who knows what's in store. And that goes for the weather and the action on the track as well. This is the men's 100-metre final for the ambulant athletes: Conrad Will of Oxford, Joseph Strong of Nottingham, Fulston of Loughborough, Andrew of East London, Fox of University of Central Lancashire, Owen of Royal Holloway, Etchen of Brunel, and Styles of Worcester.
So Jordan Andrew in the centre and Blue of East London to his right.
So the East London athletes, Jordan Andrew is going to cross the line first from Will of Oxford. Now these races, in terms of the medals, are calculated on RASA points afterwards, so Andrew crossing the line first for East London, and we'll wait and see what the official results are as calculated by the officials, as I say. That brings an extra level of excitement, you might say, and that's because of differing categories between the athletes. Incidentally, the competition record 11.50, so some 4/10 faster than the time that race was won in is Zachary Shaw's, the T13 at Sheffield Hallam student from 2016.
Well, if my stats are correct, the time I gave is certainly correct. 11.94 the official time, plus 0.2. And I have as Jordan Andrews PB 12.45. So a big PB for Jordan. First time sub 12.
Well, the announcer saying that's the first time that Andrew has run sub 12 seconds. A massive PB for him there, with a wind speed that's legal as well. So, as I say, the results will be confirmed on RASA points later in the day.
To the women's 400 metres, and I believe that the next two fastest in cross the three leads were Phoebe Fenwick, Loughborough 57.34, and Hannah Malpass 57.6. Dion Roberts misses out by 100th of a second because she got 57.7. Again, I stress that is unofficial.
City 27, 3 heats, 2 8s and a 7.
In the scoreboard, George Turner of Brighton here at the first one of Askin at 4 metres 75 at the open height. He was fourth at British Indoor Champs in 2019 and won the silver medal at BUCS Indoors. We now move on to our second attempt at the height of 4 metres 75. And David Gardner of Cardiff. And next to go.
And so to the final of the women's 100-metre ambulance. In lane 2, for representing Cardiff Met, she reached the final of the World Para Championships in 2017, Julie Rogers, representing Sheffield University. And she goes in lane 3, lifetime best of 14.6, Victoria Basquet. In lane 4, from Darlington AC, one of the guest athletes for 2018 CP World Games 100-metre champion, India Oates. In lane 5, representing Kingston University, the 2017 World Para 100-metre gold medalist, Sophie Camish. In lane 6, the second of our guests, 2018 World Para European 100 and 200 metre bronze medalist, a Paralympian who reached the final in Rio of the 100, Laura Sugar, in lane 7.
Well, a great field here for this women's 100 metre ambulant final. Julie Rogers, world finalist, representing Cardiff Met. Victoria Basket of Sheffield, alongside her. India Oates is running as a guest. And then Sophie Camlish, Laura Sugar, Emma Denham and Polly Mayton. So Laura Sugar, double European bronze medalist and Rio Paralympic finalist. And Sophie Camlish, the world champion from London 2017, T44 100 metre runner. So fantastic a start there by Victoria Basket of Sheffield. Sophie Camlish now running through. Good finish there from Polly Mayton. It was pretty close on the line. As I say, we'll wait and see what the scores calculated are, virtue of their respective categories.
13.48 and a legal wins.
Laura Sugar, who was a teacher and then became an athlete more recently, inspired by watching Paralympic Games on television. And it's often the case with the Paralympic competitors, seeing the stories of others and then taking up the sport competitively and entering some of the world's finest international stages, like Laura Sugar has done at the Paralympic Games. Sophie Camlish, still only 22 years old. But we're so used to seeing some of Britain's para competitors really light up the world stage. The likes of Livy Breen, Sophie Hahn, of course, world record after world record. But you wouldn't get tired after breaking your own world record, would you? What a fantastic feeling that must be.
And I can tell you that in his final women's 100 metres, Charlie Dobson, a Loughborough DNS lane 3. And so, to the lineup for this final of the men's 100 metres. And lining up in lane 1, he represents London University, a former Southern under-20 champion, Kesi Odogoyi. In lane 2, representing Standish.
So get ready then. It's the men's 100-metre final. Well, the women's coming in a few moments' time, but how do you pick the contenders in this one? Well, they all are basically some really talented juniors and athletes with good pedigree at this level too. So Kezi Oladoy, first of all, wearing 57, the London athlete, I believe, making his first BUCS final here after 3 semi-finals. 10.53 at best. Then Nick Price is alongside him, the Staffordshire athlete, making it through as a time qualifier. Unfortunately, no Charlie Dobson, one of the fastest ever UK juniors over 200 metres. A shame that he misses out here because there was a chance of a Loughborough 1-2-3. Oliver Bromby is then alongside, and he's been incredibly consistent so far. 10.49, of course 10.31 at best. The European under-20 bronze medalist in the past. I think picked up a bit of an injury here last year, did Bromby, and he couldn't run the final, but he's here this time. Luke Dorrell, very impressive so far, also running at 10.5. Adam Thomas of Loughborough, great pedigree from him in BUCS terms. Michael Olsen, the newcomer to this scene, but with fantastic talent, the Scottish indoor champion, and Greg Kelly of Strathclyde. So the men's 100-metre final, Oladoy, Price, Bromby, Dorrell, Thomas, Olsen and Kelly. Let's see who can take the British University's title. Dorrell is fantastic once again, but here comes Bromby, straining to get there from Thomas. So Oliver Bromby is the British University's champion, 10.38. He just seemed to go quicker and quicker, and he's done that in terms of the times once more. So composed, he gave everything. But Luke Dorrell, incredibly honest once again, really edging himself into contention, the Brunel student. Of course, it was a sprinting double for Brunel last year with Marvin Papula. But Luke Dorrell, who was third here last year, wanting to add another medal, maybe wondering if it could be gold, but look at that. Oliver Bromby, job well done. So it's a gold medal for London Metropolitan University. Loughborough had 3 names there on the start list that you wondered whether it be one of those. But no, they've been beaten on this occasion. Of course, they'll still pack in the points in behind. Just a smile begins to break out on Oliver Bromby's face. I was wondering whether that was going to happen. It's a decent time as well. The competition record supremely strong for this level. 10.17, CJ Uja, Middlesex University. Well, we know that the London unis have such incredible sprinting prowess. So we're just having another look there in slow motion, a good look at the running styles of these athletes. So Bromby it is, wearing 58 through the centre. Thomas working really hard to get there. Luke Dorrell gave his best early on and can't quite stay with the frantic pace. And it's really close for bronze on the line, isn't it? Olsen was just a little bit in behind. Greg Kelly of Strathclyde, the tall figure closest to the camera, did well.
We believe that she has reached the 15th BUCS final. The BUCS at Bedford, the GB bobsleigh, back to BUCS at Bedford, even more. So
this women's 100-metre final lineup, get ready for a race that is just as exciting. Sarah Malone of Edinburgh in lane 1. Mika Moore, who, tried to count them all up, and I believe she's made her 15th BUCS final across indoors and outdoors. Made 15 out of 16 finals that she's attempted to get. 8 medals across that time, 5 silvers and 6 bronze. The GB Winter Olympic bobslayer. Is that enough about Mika Moore? I think it is. Moving on, Melissa Roberts, her teammate from Cardiff, met alongside her. The Welsh Indoor 200-metre champion in great form this year. Shannon Malone is the Welsh Indoor champion over 60 metres, just pipped Hannah Breyer to that gold. Breyer's running the 200 metres this weekend for Loughborough. Then Darcy Kuipers of Brunel. Well, she has run 2 lifetime bests just this weekend. Sub 12 seconds for the first time. Hannah Williams of Kiel is alongside. Then Ebony Carr of Loughborough. Again, their contingent is so strong. Ebony Carr, 11.65, her lifetime best. Southern silver medalist, represented Great Britain at the Mannheim International in Germany. And then Rebecca Matheson of Robert Gordon University. So it's the women's 100-metre final. Sarah Malone, Mika Moore, Melissa Roberts, Shannon Malone, Darcy Kuipers, Hannah Williams, Ebony Carr and Rebecca Matheson. The BUCS title is at stake. So here we go in Bedford. It's a great start by Mika Moore. Melissa Roberts trying to chase. Shannon Malone also. Here comes Malone of Loughborough. From Darcy Kuipers, Mel Roberts tried to contend for the silver medal right at the end. 11.62 is the time on the clock for Shannon Malone. Well, if the wind is legal, that would be a lifetime best by 1/10 of a second. As she adds a BUCS outdoor gold to her Welsh indoor title. Fantastic race, and once again, Darcy Kuipers has stunned herself with another fabulous performance. And in the end, it's the athletes who are in fantastic form this year who add medals to what they've already achieved in 2019.
No, that is a lifetime best for Shannon, 11.71 in 2018. So the BUCS title.
So let's see if we can have another look at that race. Shannon Malone taking victory. That was very close. Well, most of that shot, it looked like Darcy Kuipers was going to get there, and she may have just held on, but right as they crossed the line, a dip from Mel Roberts.
So we are here with our first presentation of today. The men's 100 metres. To present the medals, we have meeting manager Paul Smith. In third place from Brunel University with a time of 10.69, Luke Dorrell. In second place in the silver medal from Loughborough, the time of 10.45, Adam Thomas. And your BUCS champion 2019 from London Metropolitan, the time of 10.39 over.
So to presentation, the men's 100-metre medalists, Oliver Bromby, Adam Thomas and Luke Dorrell. So Luke Dorrell, he was down by the first bend looking out of sorts, but
I will take you through the lineup.
another great job to get on the podium for the Brunel students. So over to the women's 200 metres. So we'll have 10 heats. Be the top one and the next 14 time qualifiers. A little unusual to see the 200 metre heats straight after the 100 final, making it very difficult to double up, you might say. So Eleanor Arnfield of Durham goes in 2. So my apologies, looking at the wrong lineup there. So the women's 1500 metres. The first semi-final here. Nicole Edmonds of University College London, Sarah Chapman of Birmingham, Kirsty Walker of Loughborough, Steph Pennycook of Edinburgh, 3 times a bronze medalist here in the past, Izzy Parry-Jones of Manchester, Molly Butterworth of Leeds, then Kate Seary of Birmingham, Kate Brown of Durham, Bath's Meg Rapley, Natalie Bretherton of Bristol, Abigail Goodrick-Latham of Swansea, and Laurie Hanbury of Nottingham. So the 200 metres to come a little later on in about an hour's time. So plenty of chance to double up. Albeit not too big a gap.
We are coming up to the 400 metre mark.
So Steph Pennycook in the green of Edinburgh there in around 3rd place. Has a hat-trick of bronze medals from the last 3 years, as I mentioned. 4:15.94 at best. Kate Seary,
69 seconds to the opening 400.
silver medalist indoors in Sheffield in February over 3,000 metres, but I'm told that 1,500 is a preferred distance.
Next final of the day is out in the field. Then the hand final for the men. Athletes, we have Hugh Williams of Peel, Jack Palmer of Cardiff, Daniel Nixon of Northumbria, Jack Paget of Oxford, Peter
So really spread out almost into lane 3.
Sheffield of Northumbria,
Got Kirsty Walker on the inside. 1-3-3-1 is Izzy Parry-Jones of Manchester in the centre. A couple of Birmingham athletes tucked in behind, Chapman and Seary. Seary's on the inside with the long blonde hair. Well, Chapman wears 9:09 on the outside. So just less than 800 metres to go. Walker of Loughborough still at the front.
2:25 for the 800 metre mark.
2:25 after 800 metres.
So now group
So fairly
about 7 athletes.
leisurely pace.
Top end.
Let's see how the rest of this race pans out. It's the top 5 going through, plus the next 2 best times, so potential for as many as 7 athletes to qualify. We have got a group of 8. So potentially cruel for one of these runners. But they're about to hit the bell with 1 lap to go. Izzy Parry-Jones on the inside. Natalie Bretherton of Bristol on the outside. Coming through is Sarah Chapman of Birmingham. Steph Pennycook as well. definitely a medal contender. Once again, wearing 1118. Chapman, Pennycook, Bretherton, Seary, and then it's Hanbury of Nottingham, the 2016 Midlands champion, 4:27.5 at best. Pace really beginning to pick up now. Pennycook and Seary coming to the front for the first time. Parry Jones dropping off the back quite considerably, having led a lap ago. Chapman working really hard on the inside as well. Hanbury finding good space in the centre there. So Pennycook looking incredibly composed at the sharp end. The fast finishing Kirsty Walker in the purple on the outside. Pennycook, Seary, Walker, Hanbury, and I think Molly Butterworth of Leeds got in there. It was tight at the finish. 4:32.76 is showing on the clock.
We are here for the women's 100-metre final presentation. Again, presenting. We have
So over to presentation. A moment ago, we saw Ollie Bromby receive his gold medal. This time it's Shannon Malone, and it was Ebony Carr who got the bronze medal in the end. It was a tight tussle. Darcy Kuipers, what a performance from her, and I'm sure we'll see her in the relay later, pretty likely. Always done well for her team. But a fantastic individual performance, and Shannon Malone making it 2 Loughborough athletes on the podium, and a good year so far for her. No wonder she has the biggest smile of all. Always slightly awkward, isn't it? They have to smile for longer than is natural sometimes for the photographers. And it's rather odd to watch it as TV coverage. But as long as they get a good photo, that's all that matters. The second semi-final of the women's 1500 metres. Sophie Burnett of Sunderland and Sophie Tarver of Loughborough. Phoebe Killen of Exeter. Georgie Hartigan of St Mary's. Sarah Hudak of Manchester Metropolitan, excuse me. Sabrina Senior of Birmingham, looking for her first individual BUCS medal. The fastest qualifier, in fact, 4 minutes and 43.17. Eleanor Bolton of Oxford was also pretty quick, 4:43.72. Jessica Rogers of University of Central Lancashire. Naomi Lang of Edinburgh, Eleanor Curran of Leeds Beckett, Ellen Newton of Nottingham Trent, and Emily Strathdee of Durham. So once again, top 5 to go through, plus the next 2 best times. Overall competition record, one of the oldest here, set in 2001 by Emma Ward of Staffordshire University. 4:13.38.
Those are the competitors in this second semi-final.
So, Senior, once again, I have to say, part of a fantastic run of middle distance talent for Birmingham in the red vest. Sophie Burnett is on the inside for Sunderland. Oh, it's a pretty solid contingent here this weekend. Naomi Lang of Edinburgh in the green has seen her teammate Steph Pennycook do extremely well in the first semi-final. Can she match it? Once again, they are incredibly bunched here as they complete this lap.
When she finished third, former European under-18 silver medalist in 2016, World Youth finalist the year before.
So Senior and Lang, shoulder to shoulder. You're watching live coverage of the British University's Outdoor Athletics Championships here from Bedford. Hopefully you're enjoying the action. Full of colour, drama and excitement. You've had a couple of finals to whet the appetite a moment ago with the 100 metres, and don't be worried, there is plenty more where that came from, particularly tomorrow. So Sina, Lang, 1-3-1-6 on the inside is Tarver. Georgie Hartigan is on the outside. So Lang taking over the lead. It's a strong women's 1500 metre performance overall from Edinburgh. Some good results already today for Strathclyde, and Hannah Cameron of Robert Gordon doing well also. Scottish universities always bring down strong contingents. It does take a bit of dedication to travel the extra distance, but so many of these athletes are grateful to the parents and coaches and teammates who drive them time and time again to places like Bedford to compete in these competitions. So Lang, Sina, Hartigan edging closer towards the front with 1 lap to go now. Top 5 to go through. Once again, we have a pretty big group. The Sunderland athlete Burnett just dropping off the back of it, but fighting to stay in contention. Looks though she can definitely bridge that gap. But it's As You Were, Deja Vu at the front, particularly in terms of those front 4. So support building all the way around the track now. The gazebos and tents are up. Lang still holding on the front. Where are the fast finishes going to come from then? A gap of 5 is breaking away. Eleanor Curran of Leeds Beckett is a little bit adrift of them. Don't think she can make up that gap, so they're all fairly assured of a place now. Lang are just fighting. Sina, Hartigan, they're all happy that they're going through. Eleanor Bolton of Oxford makes it, and I think it's Sophie Tarver of Loughborough who joins them. Well, I mentioned earlier that the point scores for the ambulant finals are calculated, and just in a moment I'll let you know the official result of the ambulant final as the second semi-final of the women's 1500 concludes there. So Jordan Andrew, the T13 athlete, 635 points. He won the race and wins the title as well as crossing the finish line first, but only by 2 points from George Fox, the T37 athlete. And George Fox of the University of Central Lancashire with the silver, and Conrad Will of Oxford gets the bronze with 519 points. Interestingly, he tied with on 519, so they both get the bronze. Aymar Achuna Brunel.
In second place, we have Daniel Nixon, Northumbria, 48.74. And in third at the moment after the first round, Peter Cassidy, Loughborough, 45.95.
So there we are, the athletes making it through comfortably, and they can all ease down across the line. They can all save a bit of energy.
Jack Palmer, who leads at the moment, was second last year, and he was the under-23 champion last year here at Bedford. He is currently of men's hammer. Good. Polly Matten of Oxford, please report to presentation. Good. Polly Matten of Oxford, please report to presentation. So, next up on track, the heats of the women's 100 metre hurdles, of which we have 4, with the first in each heat, plus the next 12 fastest, going through to Monday's semi-final. Lining up in lane 2, and it's a real pleasure to welcome her here to the BUCS Championships. We have the World Championship Under-20 heptathlon gold medalist, Commonwealth Games bronze medalist, and European indoor combined events silver medalist this year, Neve Emerson. In lane 3, representing Brunel, second at the Northern Ireland and Ulster Championships last year, Sarah Connolly. In lane 4, representing Cardiff University, the reigning Welsh champion, Lauren Evans. In lane 5, representing Oxford, Harriet Wigington. In 6, representing Gloucestershire University, the reigning Northern Ireland and Ulster champion, bronze medalist here last year, Molly Courtney. In 7, representing Nottingham Trent, Cleona Perkins. And completing lineup, representing Sheffield, Joanna Haji Orana. He's 1 of 4 women's 100 metre hurdles.
So the women's 100 metre hurdles competition now gets underway. And we have Neve Emerson of Loughborough, of Commonwealth Games bronze medal fame. Also won gold in the relay here last year for Loughborough in the 4x4. Not long after that, a year ago. How quickly 12 months go. Sarah Connolly of Brunel is alongside Neve Emerson. Lauren Evans of Cardiff goes in lane 4. Then Harriet Wigington of Oxford. And Molly Courtney of Gloucestershire, a former British indoor champion. Fantastic start from Molly Courtney. Emerson has a bit of work to do now, and she's doing that work. So it's Courtney who leans across the line well from Emerson, 13.82. It's only the top one to go through automatically, so Courtney has done the job there.
First qualified plus the next 12 fastest. .83.
13.83, the official time. Good win there for Molly Courtney, a Gloucestershire student.
Just a call for Polly Hayton of Oxford. Can you report to presentation for your presentation ceremony, please? That's Polly Hayton of Oxford. After round 2 in the hammer final, men's hammer final, still in the Jack Palmer of Cardiff Met with his first round throw of 59.94. In second, Jacob Black of Warwick. In third, currently, Daniel Nixon of Northampton.
To the lineup for the second heat of 4 in the women's 100 metre hurdles, and in lane 2, we're representing Bedfordshire University, the BUCS 60 metre hurdles champion this year. Last year she finished 3rd at the UK Championships and England under 23 gold medalist here, Jess Hunter. In lane 3, representing Loughborough, a talented combined eventer, the England under 23. Heptathlon bronze medalist last year, Katie Garland. In lane 4, representing Reading University, Harriet Jones. In 5, representing Bath University, we have Georgie Silcock. And Georgie, the Welsh, the finalist here last year, in 6, representing Birmingham, Alice Lineker. In 7, representing Durham, Molly Stazica. And in 8, from Stirling University, Laura Robertson. Heat 2 of 4, women's 100 metre hurdles.
So another incredibly strong lineup for this second heat. Just the winner to go through, but we do have the next 12 best times. So Jess Hunter of Bedfordshire on the inside, Katie Garland of Loughborough alongside her, then Harriet Jones of Reading, Georgia Silcox of Bath, Alice Lineker of Birmingham, Molly Stazica of Durham, and Stirling's Laura Robertson. So the second heat of the women's 100 metre hurdles. So Jess Hunter, the favourite for this one, but Silcox of Bath is looking strong. Hunter, very strong in the latter stages of this one. Hunter from Silcox. Harriet Jones, I think, was in 3rd place, wearing 189 there.
I think now we're going to presentation.
Up next, we have the replication of the women's 100 metre hurdles. In bronze medal division, from Sheffield University, Victoria Basket. We're still waiting for Polly Martin, who got the silver medal at Oxford, and your 2019 champion.
So confirmation of the results of the women's 100-metre ambulant final. Sophie Camlish taking the BUCS title with Kingston University, T44 athlete and world champion. 863 points for her. Polly Mayton of Oxford, silver medal, and Victoria Basket of Sheffield, the bronze.
Representing Glasgow University, we have Taylor Benson. In lane 3 from University of East London, we have Kennedy Holton. She ran in the Atlantic Sun Conference. She is studying now at UEL, having graduated from the University of South Carolina upstate, and she was the Atlantic Sun Conference silver medalist last year. They are an NCAA Division I conference. So Kennedy Holton in 3, in 4 from Kingston University, Anastasia Davis, 2018 England Under-20 champion. In 5, representing Brunel University, we have Holly Mills, GB Under-20 Combined Event International, and the reigning England Under-20 pentathlon champion. In 6, representing St Mary's, we have Becky Owen. In 7, representing Loughborough, we have Natasha Smith. And in 8, representing Surrey University, Abby Lofts. Heat 3 and 4, women's hurdles.
So on to Heat 3. Glasgow's Taylor Benson, Kennedy Holton of the University of East London, Anastasia Davis of Kingston. You've just seen her teammate Sophie Camlish claim the 100 title. Holly Mills, very talented multi-eventer and winner of the Under-20 international match in Cardiff in January, which took place on the same weekend as the Welsh Indoor Championships, which we saw quite a few athletes that are also here this weekend, like Mel Roberts and Shannon Malone and Mika Moore and Hannah Breyer, who's to come. Becky Owen of St Mary's, Natasha Smith of Loughborough, and Abby Lofts of Surrey. Fantastic start by the Kingston athlete Anastasia Davis. Holly Mills is trying to chase her down. Holly Mills so talented over so many events, particularly the long jump. But wow, that's close on the line. Contending all the way for that all-important first spot. And, well, there's a faller there during the race. Unfortunate for Taylor Benson. And she's up on her feet, and medical staff are there. So Holly Mills trying to get that top spot. Chasing the athlete in front of her down, Anastasia Davis, who was lightning out of the blocks. So Davis against Mills. Davis does clip that last hurdle, and that really gives Holly Mills a sniff there. It was very close. We'll leave that to the photo finish team, but it did look like Anastasia Davis just held on.
So we now move on to the presentation for the men's pole vault. Presentation to be given by track referee Julie Rowe. Bronze medalist from Sheffield Hallam, George Heppenstall. In second place from Cardiff University, Nathan Gardner. champion and gold medalist from Brighton, George Turner.
And so to our fourth and final heat for women's 100 metre hurdles, and we have the DNS in lane 7. So in lane 2, representing Birmingham University, Alina Grum. In lane 3, representing Loughborough University, the defending BUCS champion, GB International, Megan Mars. In lane 4, representing Sheffield Hallam, finalist here last year and in 2016, Amy Hodgson. In lane 5, representing Brunel University, the reigning English Schools Under-19 champion, Emily Russell. In 6, from Edinburgh University, the Scottish University's silver medalist of this year, Beth McAndrew. And completing the lineup in lane 8, representing St Mary's, Simone Baxter. Heat 4 of 4 for these 100 metre hurdles.
So heat 4 of 4 of the women's 100 metre hurdles features, first of all, Alina Burm of Birmingham, Megan Mars of Loughborough, another former British indoor champion who represented Great Britain at the World Indoor Championships in Birmingham, Amy Hodgson of Sheffield Hallam alongside her, then Emily Russell of Brunel, Bethany McAndrew of Edinburgh, Ogubemi Popo of Bath, and Simone Baxter of St Mary's. So Megan Mars expected to be strong here, battling from the start, pretty even. A couple of hurdles being clicked, but smooth. Now comes Megan Mars. Chase down towards the finish. 13.93 though. Pretty comfortable for her. And you sense that this will shape up to be a sensational rivalry. Megan Mars, Anastasia Davis, Holly Mills, Georgia Silcox, Jess Hunter, Molly Courtney, Neve Emerson. Wow. St Mary's. Well, I think Alicia Barrett might be racing the 200 metres. So Megan Mars. So a shame we don't to be strong here. See her involved as well. From Sure. So another look back at that race. Megan Mars just edging out her competitors right from the start. Initially fairly even. So then she begins to show her quality. The Northern Irish athlete. So having watched that competition unfold, the start of this sprint hurdling, we now move on to the men's 110 hurdles. And another great competition record held by Andy Pozzi, the world indoor champion. Back in 2012 it was set, 13.35, running for the University of the West of England. So 3 heats. And in this first one, we'll have Ethan Akani of Loughborough, Daniel Ryan of Brunel, Jack Wickham of Cambridge, Joshua Armstrong of Loughborough, Jonathan Ross, not that one, of University of East London. At this point, I have to say that that's 2 television personalities having the same name as BUCS athletes this weekend. We had Susanna Reid earlier on. Jake Porter goes for Birmingham. Win what I believe is his last ever BUCS competition. Stephen Frost of Exeter and Edson Gomez of Middlesex. So let's have a look on social media then. The hashtag for this event, BUCS Athletics. Brunel Sound and Vision Group watching Tyree Donovan and Max Schopp, who the latter managing a lifetime best over 400-metre hurdles at the start of the day, and they ease through to the final, taking place tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning, nice and early. Ozazia Gado, also of Brunel, heading straight into the triple jump final, 14.91. I believe that was his first round effort, in fact. And Amy Holder in the discus also looking strong for them.
Next up on track, the 3 heats of the men's 110-metre hurdles. And with just 3 heats, it means that we go from these.
Bath celebrating the fact that Alistair Chalmers kicked off day 2 by winning the first heat, those 400 hurdles, in 52.07.
Plus the next 5 classes.
Next in the hammer, in second place in a moment, Jacob Lamborn with his 5th round through.
So 3 heats of the men's 110-metre hurdles to come. The top athlete in each heat plus the next 5 time qualifiers. We'll get underway in just a moment's time. Hope you're enjoying the live coverage here. Plenty of drama and excitement. And if you're new to watching BUCS, or if you're a seasoned competitor, perhaps competed for your university in the past or can't be here this time around, well, thank you for joining the coverage. I wonder what this weekend will offer us. Used to seeing Loughborough light up the track. Some stunning performances from St Mary's, brilliance from Bath and Birmingham, and also some of the universities that don't always get the biggest mentions and the most airtime, picking up medals as well, with some great talent across the country and across Britain. World, European, Commonwealth, Olympic competitors and medalists on display. Some of them making names for themselves on this stage, and others who've already done so and returning just because they love to compete for their universities and come back and experience this atmosphere and the environment of being part of the team for the weekend, which you might not get at other competitions where there is just a bit more of an individual focus. Of course, we do have the relays here to come, which naturally bode well for that sort of team cohesion. It was great to see Neve Emerson a few moments ago, the Commonwealth bronze medalist in Australia, who's really pushed on. European indoor runner-up to KJT, Katarina Johnson-Thompson, and part of the sensational conveyor belt of British athletes, headed of course by Denise Lewis and Jessica Ennis-Hill. And part of the pedigree that Loughborough seem to carry on showing us year after year. Mika Moore also returning to university athletics this year, studying for a sports broadcasting MSc at Cardiff Metropolitan. So to the lineup of this first heat of the men's 110 metre hurdles: Ethan Akani of Loughborough, Daniel Ryan of Brunel, Jack Wickham of Cambridge, then Loughborough's Joshua Armstrong, Jonathan Ross of East London, Jake Porter of Birmingham, Exeter's Stefan Frost, and Edson Gomez of Middlesex. So pretty good start then from Porter. And even though a few hurdles being knocked over, Jonathan Ross is doing well, clattering into quite a few of them there. Akani of Loughborough doing well on the inside. What a lean that is. Some flexibility. So 13.91 on the clock. 1:13 Jonathan Ross. A shake of the head there from Edson Gomez, but solid run also from Jake Porter. Reasonably tough qualification here with the top athlete going through and the next 5 best times. Jake Porter, described by Birmingham University Athletics Club as a BUCS medal machine, the Birchfield Harrier. So another look fairly even from the start, and Ross absolutely clatters into that hurdle but doesn't really break up his stride. The East London athlete wearing 1:13 once again knocks over the hurdle. A fantastic lean there on the line, and Akani was pretty much assured of that second spot anyway, but straining every sinew to get every bit of time that he can, because as we know in the hurdles they can be so tough to predict, but the time margins to separate the athletes getting through and qualifying can be very, very thin. So in this next heat, we will see Kai Riley-Laborde, who is fantastic indoors, and he is an athlete who often has a similar style of clattering into quite a few hurdles, but showing that he is way more powerful than the hurdles and continuing line astern and winning races. So we'll see how he goes here. Curtis Mitchell of Sheffield is ready down there by the start line. Big roar for the defending champion Kai Riley-Laborde, wearing 1:12. Can he do what Jonathan Ross has just done for East London, with a strong contingent from them here? Always had a strong hurdling tradition, as well as over the sprints. So Miguel Pereira alongside him. of Loughborough, Iomedia Byron of Coventry, Jack Major of Leeds Beckett, then Lewis Guest of Liverpool, Exeter's Alexander Griffiths, and the Welshman Harry Hillman of Brunel in lane 8. I know that Harry Hillman is a Cardiff City fan, so commiserations to anyone watching who's a Cardiff supporter. Relegated yesterday. But let's focus on athletics just for the moment. Mitchell, Riley Laborde, Pereira, Byron, Major, Guest, Griffiths and Hillman. One automatic spot. And they're looking for. So eyes up and away we go. Great start from Pereira of Loughborough. Just a bit of wobble there from Riley Laborde, and unfortunately we've lost Curtis Mitchell already. Pereira, Riley Laborde. Loughborough against East London. What a battle this is. Fantastic dip from Pereira on the line. Mightily close that one, 13.72. You can just see the anxiousness to wait and see what the result is there. Licking his lips is Pereira. I don't know if you can hear down below us the shouts from the East London team, really getting behind their athletes. Fantastic to see, as I say, the anxiousness to wait and find out who is the official winner there. Once again, a bit of a wobble. They're on the inside. Hurdles going everywhere. We lose Curtis Mitchell. And at the front, it's Riley Laborde against Pereira. So over these last couple of barriers, straining everything. Good momentum from Riley Laborde, but it looks as though Pereira does get there with the dip on the line. You're watching live coverage of the BUCS Outdoor Athletics Championships from Bedford. So we're waiting for the photo finish team to confirm the results. So Pereira does take that victory in the second heat by 1/100th of a second. So that leaves us with one more heat remaining. And in this one, we'll see a very talented junior, Jason Nicholson, run for Northumbria, the Gateshead Harrier.
And so we go to third final heats, men's 110 metre hurdles. And in lane 2, representing Birmingham University, Alex Parkinson, representing Oxford University. And in lane 3, Harry Salt from Sheffield University. And in lane 4, Sam Talbot, GB under-20 decathletes. Then in lane 5, representing East Anglia University, Liam Hunt. In lane 6.
So the full lineup then. Birmingham's Alex Parkinson in lane 2, with lane 1 not being used. Harry Salt of Oxford. Sam Talbot of Sheffield. Liam Hunt of East Anglia. Jason Nicholson, who I mentioned, the Northumbria athlete. He was 5th at the IAAF World Under-20 Championships in Tampere in Finland. Then Will Seed of Newcastle will hope to plant one and lay down a marker and qualify through to the final of this competition. And then Cameron Fillery of Loughborough, another extremely talented young athlete who's beginning to make a name for himself on the senior stage as well. Well, Jason Nicholson ran 13.32 in Finland last year. And that really does make him the standout name in this particular lineup. Very strong overall, though. Stare down the line from Sam Talbot. Now head down. Oh, just a bit of movement there in the blocks. We've seen a lot of green cards given by the officials, so feel fairly confident we'll see another one of those. So at the second time of asking, Parkinson, Tolt, Talbot, Hunt, Nicholson, Feed, and Villery. Sam Talbot gets a good start. Black and yellow of Sheffield. Villery of Loughborough now takes over from Will Seed. What a performance in the second half of that race from Cameron Villery. 13.81. Very strong there. Now, I hope you're enjoying the coverage. We are just about to reset for the afternoon session. So the stream will go off air momentarily, and we will resume for the afternoon session, as I say, on both Facebook and YouTube in a few moments' time. So do keep out for the new link as we reset and join you in a moment's time.
So that concludes the heats of the men's 110 metre hurdles. Next up, the heats of the women's 200 metres, due to start at 5 minutes past 2. The official 1-2, as you saw them crossing the line, Villery from Nicholson. And must give a shout out to Vince Wilson at Sportswear Direct. Vince has set up his merchandise just behind the marquee where the physios are. So please do go along, check out the deals that Sportswear Direct have on offer. Always very, very competitively priced.